Yes. And princess is last. Hello, everyone. And sorry about that, a bit of a tickle in my throat. Welcome to this audio fan commentary on The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, the theatrical version.
Caesar, fuck, Aragon.
Who wants to be king? If you want to, you have to fuck me for it. But anyway, so the third and final part of J.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings trilogy, the film version directed by Peter Jackson, released in 2003. The theatrical version, we are not going to be commentating on the extended versions as they are very long, so it's easier to just talk about the theatrical cuts. I mean, I'm happy to do that. I have seen the extended cuts, and they are my preferred versions, but I don't mind. I haven't seen this version of the film for a while, so this will be interesting. And we will probably do the same for the rest of the Middle-earth saga. It will at some point. That would be nice, but we don't have to do them in order. So yes, I'm joined today by Jack. So yeah, and I'm glad to have him on board. Again, this is a non-profit commentary. We're just fans commentating on this. If you want to follow along on the DVD, put your DVD of the theatrical version into 0, and then you can follow along when we say play, but don't put the extended version in because we are not doing that version. So we will, a lot of those scenes we won't be covering. We may mention the extended version at points, but we will probably just keep things focused on the theatrical cut. So, Jack, is there anything you want to say before we press play?
Sorry, wrong hangout.
Hangout of the Apes.
That's another Andy Circus performance or King Kong.
Yeah.
No, but Return of the Bling should be interesting. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be long, but it's going to be worth it.
Oh, yeah. Are you ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, play. I love the music from Howard Shore. Just phenomenal. Even this first bit gets you in the mood straight away.
New Line Cinema.
This probably has to be one of the best movie soundtracks ever. I mean, one of the best movies ever, but one of the best film scores. The fact that they kind of had to rush it in post-production because there was so much that was being done at the last minute. But Howard Shore, man, really delivered. And the funny thing is, the first shot of this movie is a fucking worm on the hook.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Howard Shore's score for all 3 films is just great.
Bloody worm.
Andy Circus. Yeah.
Yes. This was interesting. This scene was actually intended for the 2 towers, but, excuse me, it was intended for the 2 towers, but they found in putting it in the 2 towers, it didn't fit whatsoever. So Peter Jackson thought, why don't we stick it at the beginning of Return of the King? And it actually plays perfectly with the end of the movie because it's all about the ring and it's about Gollum struggling with somebody else for the ring. So I thought it was clever. And it's actually quite a dark scene as well.
Yeah. I agree, yeah.
He kind of has like a basis of the voice before he becomes Gollum.
Yeah, yeah. You're right, actually, yeah. I mean, Andy Serkis, I think, is really underappreciated as an actor. I mean, he's done a lot of work, like mostly motion capture, but I think he's a really good actor for what he does, and especially as Gollum in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, he set the standards for motion capture in the industry, and he's changed. He's pioneered in it, really. I mean, Gollum was only they weren't even sure if it was going to work, the 2 towers, and it did, thankfully. I mean, since then he's kind of changed the way we use CGI now, and it's they actually call it performance capture now. But yeah, this scene is really, really interesting. I really like it, and it's a really dark way to open the film.
Yeah, you see as well how much the ring corrupts. Like,
yeah,
that's sort of the main message of the film, is that the ring is really corrupting, and it really, you know.
Yeah, I mean, these films deal with the idea of greed and obsession and obviously the natural good and evil side of things. But I think this is a clear example of how, you know, corruption can overtake you, and you know, obsession. You know, you should never be drawn to anything. You've got to resist temptation, and I mean, the performances here are fantastic. I mean, even the guy that plays Deagle, the cousin, he's good, and he's in for a bit of a shock now.
Yeah, he basically, yeah, you see Gollum like what's Gollum called? Is it called
Smeagol?
Yeah, Smeagol. Yeah, I was going to say Smeagol. Like you see, I mean, yeah. This is quite shocking because I mean they're cousins and they're fighting over this ring. You know,
no wonder they want to get rid of this fucking ring.
Yeah. I mean, it shows how far like the ring corrupts that, you know, you'll kill your own family member. You know, over fucking bling.
I mean, yeah, he's strangling him.
I mean, that music is quite intense actually when he's doing that. Well, that music is really intense the way he's strangling him.
Yeah.
You could see as well, though. I mean, like Andy Serkis's face. You could see how they used his face to use that for Gollum in the motion capture, the performance capture. I never really noticed that until now.
Yeah, they kind of based Gollum's face on Andy Serkis. I mean, that reaction when he realised he killed his cousin. I mean, he never wanted to do that, but that's what the ring does. I mean, a similar moment with Bilbo in The Hobbit. I won't spoil it, but it's in the Desolation of Smaug.
It's quite dark, this bit.
Yeah. He has a very intense relationship with this fucking ring.
Ugh. You basically see how the ring turns Smeagol mad.
Yeah. And he becomes this sort of creature.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, it's weird. Ugh.
Oh, with the fish. Yeah.
And his teeth. Ugh, Jesus. There's something fishy about this.
Under the sea.
I think the way they've done his transformation is really good.
Yeah, it's scary. It's like, and he forgot who he was because of this ring.
Yeah.
And he kind of found a new name, Gollum. Which is why in the Two Towers, when Frodo says, you know, you used to be a hobbit, Smeagol, and he says, what did you call me? You know, like he doesn't quite believe that was his name. And then it all comes back to him. But that was a really good opening.
Yeah, it's a great way to sort of open up the film. We could have just opened it with this shot here of Sam, and you know, it would have just been kind of an opening, but
you need to grab
it's cool that you have that flashback. Yeah.
He's playing with his ring like.
Lord the Bling, mate, a Megsy.
Get fucking down.
Wake up. Wake up. Wake up, sleepies.
Sleepies?
Haven't you had any sleep, Mr. Frodo? Going there too much.
Mr. Frodo.
Sam is the hero of this story.
I have to say, before the Two Towers, I think Gollum was my favorite character, but because of Return of the King, I think Sam is my favorite character.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, Gollum's a great, and there's so many great characters, but the only thing I don't like about this movie is that Sam doesn't get enough credit by the characters. Like, he carries him up the mountain, he saves him from the spider, and he saves him from the tower, and yet they all cheer Frodo's name. Frodo, Frodo, and yet Sam doesn't get a lick of credit. Like, what? Come on, guys.
Oh. I mean, Sam, what I really love about Return of the King is you see how far Sam will go for Frodo. You know, you'll see how far their friendship will go. You know.
Yeah. And Frodo's judgment becomes clouded because of the ring.
Yeah. And you see how the ring sort of starts to corrupt him in this film as well. Like, I mean, he's not as bad as Gollum, but
no, some people can actually resist the ring quite well. Sam being one of them. If Sam wasn't there, Frodo would have failed and died trying.
Yeah. It's also interesting as well, is like we've been through 2 3-hour films already, and they're still, you know, they're still quite far away from getting to destroy the ring finally.
Yeah, what's funny, Gollum just said they're really close.
Yeah.
I love the way this movie kind of slowly draws you back in, and you can see the darkness clouding over. And I mean, without watching the first 2, you're going to be fucking confused. Like, you need to see the first 2.
Yeah.
Pretty much continues directly after the 2 towers where it left off. I mean, they just come from the battle.
Yeah. It's like it would be like watching The Godfather 3 or The Godfather 2 if I watching the first one. Like, I saw someone, oh yeah, there it is, Return of the King.
The Return of the King.
Like a back at the creek dragon after a hard day.
I have to say, I actually really like I know it's not in this cut, but the death of Saruman that was taken out of this movie.
Yeah.
I thought that was a great scene. It was a shame they took that out, but at least they put it back in the extended edition.
My lord!
Yeah.
God.
I was going to mention that as well. Like, I've seen that scene on YouTube. John Rhys Davies.
On a field of victory, enjoying a few well-earned comforts. This Celtic book is particularly good.
When I was younger and I saw, like, I remember seeing a little bit of Lord of the Rings on TV, but I just watched like a little bit of it, and I never knew that John Rhys Davies was, you know, the dwarf basically.
Oh, by the way, John Rhys Davies is also Treebeard.
What?
Yeah, like this walking tree.
All right.
Yeah, it is John Rhys Davies, but they've obviously slowed his voice down to fit with the character. I mean, it's weird. Like the CGI still holds up.
Yeah.
They just leave him in the tower, which is a bit weird.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to Gandalf, don't you prefer Gandalf the Grey?
I prefer Gandalf the Grey because he has more authority. Gandalf the White is not essentially a full being. He's just there to help them in his quest.
Yeah.
It's the same Gandalf, but I just think Gandalf the Grey has much more authority, and he kind of, he stands out more to me. But I do like Gandalf the White. I think Gandalf the White is obviously the embodiment of what Saruman should have been, but unfortunately wasn't. And you see that in The Hobbit, how Saruman betrays them and turns to the bad side. But yeah, Pippin. This is Pippin's film as well. I mean,
Yeah.
Harry's film was The Two Towers. This is Pippin's film.
I have to say, the locations and the way they shot these films is great. Like, I think, was it all 3 were shot in was it New Zealand or?
Yeah.
Tonight,
Yeah.
remember those who
And they were all
gave
shot
their
back to back.
blood to defend this country.
That's even more amazing is that they shot these all back to back. I mean, you know, that's 3 movies altogether about 9 hours, over 9 hours, you know.
Yeah, or 11 and a half hours. If you
Yeah.
include the extended editions, but yeah. She's got a crush on you.
Yeah, she does.
I think she's quite pretty, actually. Miranda Otto.
Largon's like, I've got another.
Yeah. Aragorn's not a two-timer.
Yeah. I'm like, Connery.
Oh, yes. I can slap the bitch.
Do you think it's time to unwrap your present?
This was a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
I like Theoden in this movie as well, because Theoden's loosened up. I mean, well, I say that, but then again, he's not prepared to help Minas Tirith, but he's not as worried as he was in the Two Towers.
Yeah, in the Two Towers, he just didn't want to help at all, which was, you know, kind of interesting.
Yeah, so he decides to bury the hatchets with Gondor and help them.
I mean, didn't you say they were editing this film right up to like nearly the day it was released?
No, they got it out literally just like within minutes of it being. Yeah, I think they may have done it as a day actually, or maybe a matter of days before it was meant to be out. But they literally got it done right at the last minute.
Yeah. Because like if they didn't, then they would have to delay the film, and like instead of it coming out a year on year, it might come out like the next year.
Yeah, I mean Jackson obviously he said, you know, he promised he'd deliver, and he did, but they had a lot of complications. The post production was just a nightmare. It was bad for the Two Towers, but for the Return of the King, it was even worse. But they somehow did it, and they did it, and the awards and the reception of the movie must have been so gratifying. You thought all of that hard work paid off.
I mean, what did it win? 11 Oscars, and
yeah,
and it grossed $1 billion at the box office. I think over $1 billion. So, I mean, it's interesting as well that, you know, the third film in the trilogy, it's the best. You know, because most films in a trilogy usually the third is the worst, but
but
they managed. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just agreeing with you. I mean, this movie is the best of the three. Actually, the best of the six if you include The Hobbit.
It seems a bit disturbing when he's talking to himself in the.
That must have been so much
in the
fun,
water.
Circus, like talking to himself.
Yeah.
Patience, my love.
What's interesting as well what's interesting is that, you know, I think it's in Two Towers or this film, he wants to kind of be loyal to Frodo, but he's sort of tempted by the ring and all that, you know, can't.
Yeah, Gollum's too. I think he loves the ring too much. Again, it's the alter ego thing. His personality's clashing. He doesn't really know, and he can't control it. He doesn't know what to do. But Sam obviously knows this game from the beginning, and we know obviously that he's planning to lure them to the tunnel, which is an interesting sequence.
Yeah. No, I mean Gollum is really just kind of.
Just this
he's just this sort of. Yeah, he's just this sort of like detestable creature, like. Yeah, and this wakes up Sam. Sam.
Fat hobbit.
won't wait around for him to kill us. I'm not sending him away. He's a villain.
The treacherous little maggot.
Not without a guide.
This is only the beginning of Gollum trying to divide Sam and Frodo. Because I mean, I haven't read the book, but apparently in the book, Sam and Frodo go into the Shelob's cave together. But I think for the movie, it works better having them separate and then Sam coming back to rescue him. I think because then you get the emotional tension, and that Gollum has a moment where he succeeds. And there you go. Sam is like, yeah, well, Frodo's being drawn to the other side.
Well, one thing I will say that pisses me off when I see like videos on YouTube or people talking about Lord of the Rings, they say that you know, Sam and Frodo are gay. I'm sorry, they're not. I mean, yes, they're friends, but they're not. You know, they're not gay. I mean, it's pretty obvious by the end of the movie that Sam's straight. You know, I mean, he gets married for fuck's sake.
Yeah, he has the confidence to go up to the girl he likes, and you know, then he marries her.
I know. I saw Cinefix or whatever, and they're a good, you know, YouTube channel. But like when they said Sam and Frodo were gay, I just kind of went like, "Have you seen the movies?" You know.
Exactly. Honest trailers when they did Harry Potter. Gandalf the gay. For Dumbledore.
Yeah. This is interesting when Pippin tries to sneak away
and get the Palantir
orb. Yeah. It's interesting that Gandalf sleeps with his eyes open.
Yeah. Or does he?
Yeah.
Someone did an edit on YouTube with Pippin doing that when he says, "I just want to look at it just one more time," and he goes over to Gandalf, and then it cuts to Gandalf's, and he's like looking at Gandalf. It was called Lust for Gandalf. It was kind of funny.
There's that one of the hobbits are going, Isengard, Isengard, guard.
The hobbits to Isengard, guard.
The Eye of Sauron.
Ooh, creepy as fuck.
It's interesting that Sauron isn't really like a physical entity. It's sort of this eye.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, that was a challenge they found, because the villains are giant eyeballs. So, like, how do they make it threatening? Oh, love a hook. Gandalf shoves Merry out the way. One thing they do in these series of movies that's very impressive is the sizing. The sizing of the hobbits and dwarves is very impressive. I mean, because John Rhys Davies, he's a big guy, but he looks like half of his height in the movie. So the scale doubles. The way they do that is impressive.
Like I said, I never thought it was him because he was that short in the movie.
Yeah.
Did they use CGI to make them shorter? They just get really tall actors and really short actors.
Well, they got like the close-up shots. Obviously, in certain shots they would use the actual actors, but they would have scale doubles, like the small doubles for the hobbits. So then in the shots with like Gandalf or anyone taller, it would look authentic. In The Hobbit, they sort of advanced the technology more and had like a green screen set and then another set, and they would splice the two together. So, yeah.
One thing I heard about The Hobbit was some people complain it used too much CGI.
It is a bit more CGI heavy than Lord of the Rings, so yeah, just be aware of that.
That's an honest fool. He told Sauron nothing of Frodo. You've been strange to fortune.
If Pippin hadn't have looked in the Palantir, they may never have known what Sauron was going to do. So, in a way, Pippin kind of is is to be thanked for his, well, idiocy.
When I hear the name Pippin, it kind of reminds me of that show, Come Out and Play or whatever it is, the flying show. That woman in the plane with the dog called Pippin.
All right.
He will raise the escalate to the ground.
I actually used to have a cat called Pippin, but he had a bit of a bad time. He was a bit of a rough cat, and he died, which was a shame.
Why should we rise to the aid of those who did not come to ours?
Sorry, yeah.
That's all right. It was years ago.
Do we owe Gondor?
What do we owe Gondor?
No, they must be. They will.
Ooh.
Who's come to Minas Tirith by the river? Follow the river.
I'm sorry. When
it comes to battles, do you think the battle at the end of Return of the King is the best, or the battle in Helm's Deep?
I think the battle in the main bulk of Return of the King is the best. Like the Pelennor Fields battle and the Minas Tirith battle was the best. But the Helm's Deep battle was still incredible.
Yeah, I agree. I think the battle of Return of the King is the best. Although I did see one guy said that he preferred the battle in Helm's Deep because basically it was like, you know, because it was like the odds were more against them. But
I think the odds are more against them in Return of the King. They've thrown more of his army at Middle Earth. So
yeah.
I think, and it's bigger. It's bigger.
Coming with me. Mary? Come on.
Mary.
it's funny calling, like, you know, a man Mary. Like,
Don't be a wee lad, Mary.
Donkey. Imagine if Shrek just appeared in Return of the King.
No, you're gonna be king, Aragorn. Justin Timberlake as Aragorn.
Eddie Murphy as Sauron.
I have to say, actually, this is a very sad scene. You know, Merry and Pippin are separated.
Yeah.
Great music from Howard Shore.
They're really close friends as well.
Yeah, they've kind of grown up together, I guess. In the extended cut, this scene with Aragorn and Merry actually gets extended with dialogue. But I understand why they cut it down for the runtime, obviously.
Yeah. Did they build these like towns and stuff in the film?
Well, they built loads of sets and stuff, but there was a lot of location shooting as well, like in New
How
Zealand.
did you get the money for Lord of the Rings? Like,
well, the studio invested in it.
well, obviously impressed with the outcome.
Yeah, I mean, it was basically a blind investment. They weren't sure if it was going to work, so because Lord of the Rings was deemed as an unfilmable book series, they thought it couldn't be done, but Jackson obviously proved them wrong. And he did it.
This scene here is quite good with Aragorn's, you know,
son.
Yeah.
Yeah, her vision.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
The emotional scale of this movie is just amazing. I feel sorry for all the characters, well, other than Gollum, obviously, but it's heartbreaking. You know, she doesn't want to give up a future with Aragorn.
She loves him.
Yeah, she doesn't want to go to the Grey Havens. But her dad, well, you know, he's not so agreeable.
It's interesting, isn't she like a... Forgive me if I'm wrong, but isn't she like an elf?
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. She's an elf.
It's kind of weird though, because Aragorn's like a human. Like, can you imagine their son being like half elf, half human? Like,
yeah. Well, in the extended edition, it explains that, well, the first one, that Aragorn was raised by elves. So he was kind of he was raised as like he was raised as part of the elves, and he became like a ranger of the north. So he's known her most of his life. I assume that's what happens anyway.
Yeah. It's interesting that she does go back. You know, you think her father would be like, you know, get the hell out of here.
You saw my son,
Yeah.
but it is not lost.
He doesn't want her to die though. That's the new thing. Like, he's worried if she stays, she'll die, but she doesn't care. She's like, I want to be with him. You fucking agree to this, or that's it. Yeah. She said if she leaves, she'll regret it. So this is awesome. And she has the sword remade.
I have to say, the actress is pretty good looking.
Oh, Liv Tyler.
Yeah.
Well, according to my dad, her dad is very ugly, apparently. I mean, I don't know. I've never seen the guy, but
She must have got her look so from her mother then.
yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting as well that you had that prologue in Fellowship of the Ring, where you see how the ring was created and how they tried to destroy it, but you know, yeah.
And he was there, Elrond. Because the elves are like, they're not immortal, but they are like ageless. They don't really age very much in the look of themselves. But he's like over 2,000 years old.
Yeah, so like, how could she live with Aragorn? If you know what I'm saying, like.
And that's what he's worried about. He's worried that Aragorn will die, and she will just live on, and you know, be forgotten about. But for some reason, I don't know exactly how this works, but she can choose to give up her immortality if she stays. It's kind of complicated, but in the end, obviously, it all works out, and they rule together, and we assume they have a nice, long, happy life.
I mean, after Sam, who's your favorite in the Lord of the Rings trilogy?
After Sam,
Yeah.
I don't know. There's loads of good characters. Gimli's funny. I like Gandalf. Frodo. I mean, most of the characters I really like. I like Gollum as well. Gollum's quite it's just a wonderful character. I love this scene. Minas Tirith. This is like,
It's really interesting how they weld the sword back. Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, like, yeah, that too, but the miniature they had for Minas Tirith is fucking incredible.
Yeah.
It's just, who designed this? Because that is amazing.
Yeah, wow. I mean, that is great looking.
What a place to have a battle. Da-da-da. And the music.
I can hang out there.
Love how it's
Interesting. We'll get to Dick of 4 in a minute. I would have loved to see Return of the King in the cinema.
Same. If I wasn't so young. I mean, if they ever re-release it, even if it's the theatrical cut, I'll go and watch it. Because I saw all the Hobbits in the cinema. I'd love to have seen Lord of the Rings. Dun, dun, dun. Wow. Just fucking wow.
Yeah.
Nothing else to say about that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it looks great, actually.
I mean, this was 2003. I mean, how far have we come since then? And that's
The
still
CGI is still really good.
it looks better than a lot of shit that we get today.
Emoji movie.
Whilst The Hobbit does look impressive, it doesn't look as polished as Lord of the Rings. There's definitely a sense of much more of a digital look. it was shot digitally as well, so that's probably part of the reason. But it's the Lord of the Rings definitely holds up a bit more than The Hobbit. But I mean, for me, The Hobbit looks good enough as it is, but it was never going to beat Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. I have to say the sets and all that are brilliant, and whoever they got to design the sets did a great job.
Hail Denethor, son of Exelion, Lord and Steward of Gondor.
Production designer Grant Major did a fantastic job.
I'll grant him this.
And
What? Oh yeah, Dickathor. As Jeremy Johns very appropriately calls him.
Yeah.
Oh, my son is dead. Oh, I hate this guy. I mean, well, on one level, you got to feel sorry for him because he lost his son, but this is how not to father your children. You know, to favor one over the other. Like, that's why he's a dick. And quite simply, at least Tolkien mentions that, you know, he's trying to illustrate that, you know, some families can be repaired. And obviously he succumbs to grief, so naturally he can't think about making bridges with Faramir. And you know, I feel sorry for Faramir. You know, Faramir is basically told later on that he like his father would have rather have had him died instead of his brother, and that's fucking horrible. You know.
I know. Yeah. Yeah. He loves Boromir more than his other son. You know. Terrible.
I mean, obviously Gandalf trying to talk some sense into him, but it's not going to happen. Theoden.
War is coming. War for the planet of the apes.
War for the planet of the apes.
Could you imagine if Caesar just appeared and like attacked Gollum?
God, Caesar, the fucking arms. You are weak. I'd love to see Gollum fight Caesar. Imagine if it was Gollum that killed Caesar's family instead of the Colonel. Takes me to know I'm precious.
Caesar. Can you imagine Caesar versus King Kong?
Are we family?
authority is not given to you to deny the return of the king.
Authority is not given to you to deny the return of the king.
Gondor is mine, and no others.
Yeah, Denethor is a fucking arsehole.
Yeah, he is a dick. I mean, fuck. There's actually.
He's like, you denied the return of the king.
I mean, there's actually a scene in the Two Towers extended edition with Denethor, Boromir, and Faramir. Look it up if you get a chance to watch it. It's a great scene, and it's just a flashback which shows the three of them and the dysfunction of their family. It's a good scene, but obviously he makes more of an impact in Return of the King. I love the way they build up to the battle, and all of the stuff you get before the battle is great. You know. Yeah.
I mean, we're already 36 minutes in, and it's flown by.
Yeah, and this is a 3 hour, 15-minute film, or however long. You know, fucking hell, it's long.
I have to say, it's just there's so many great shots in this as well. Like we'll get to it in a bit, like the scene where they're lighting up all the fires across the whole.
Oh yeah, when they light the beacons. That is one of the best scenes ever. It's so good.
It's great as well. Like, it's great that they just don't focus on one character. They focus on all these characters. Like, they focus on Gollum. They focus on Pippin. They focus on Denethor. They focus on Gandalf and Aragorn, and you know all the characters here. You know, they all get really good. You know, screen time.
Yeah. You're right, and because it's such a huge story to try and tie all this up, I don't know how they did it. It's incredible. I mean, I think they've done pretty much the best they can in wrapping up all these characters and their stories and how they all come into this journey. Because as the story goes on, it becomes more complicated over the 3 films. But Return of the King, it just takes it to another level for me. And oh, I like this, the introduction of the Witch King, who we've actually seen already in the Fellowship of the Ring. That's Frodo.
Yeah.
The Witch King of Angmar.
Oh yeah, Sauron's servant. He's quite like his armor and all that is really cool. I have to say.
Yeah, I love his armor, and I love the fact that later on it's actually Eowyn that kills him when he, no man can kill me. And she says, "I am no man." Yeah. I mean, we'll get to that later, but like Jackson's good at building up. He's good at building the tension, and I love this scene, Minas Morgul, which is the evil lair. There's so many good places that they go to.
Yeah, I mean that city. I mean, the colors are great, like the green and all that. And I just think for me, Return of the King, like the first two are good, really good films. But I agree when you say like Return of the King just brings it to another level. I mean, it's like Jackson saved all the best parts for Return of the King in a lot of ways. Like you know, Fellowship was good, was really good, and then Two Towers was even better. And now Return of the King, it's like wow.
Yeah, it's funny. Like, hang on a sec.
Oh, secret stairs.
Sorry about that, buddy. I'm back.
It's interesting Frodo is being lured to that city.
You there, Jack?
I like the noises Gollum makes, like the meow.
Sorry about that. I was just interrupted very briefly. Oh, the music. Da, 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 da.
Yeah. It's interesting that Gandalf and all and see that like beam of light.
That's kind of the start of it. I guess that's the kind of signal to say the war has begun.
It's interesting that Frodo and Sam, they're just two of them on the quest to get rid of the ring. Like you'd think like they would send an army to protect them or something, but it's just those two guys with
I guess that was the whole point of the Fellowship, to protect Frodo in his quest to destroy the ring, but unfortunately they got separated at the end of the first film, so I guess that plan kind of failed.
Yeah.
I see your point though, yeah. Oh, I love the big dragon things that the ring wraiths fly around.
Yeah. One thing that kind of annoys me is like those eagles up near the end of like those birds near the end of the film. Some people say like, why didn't they just take those birds up to the volcano in the first place? It's like, well, they were being controlled by Sauron, and second of all, it'd have been a pretty crap movie if all they had to do was get on an eagle and fly to the mountain. That would just make the quest easy.
Exactly. I mean, actually, the eagles return in The Hobbit, and people in the first one, people made the same criticism. Like, why did the eagles just pick them up and then take them to where they need to go? It's like, well, you think about it. Sauron's ring wraiths are surveilling in the sky, so they would get caught out. It's better for them to stay on the ground. And you know, the eagles aren't a fucking taxi service.
Yeah, it's not only that, but it's like if Fellowship of the Ring, if all they had to do was just take an eagle to the mountain, then it would have been a pretty crap story because you know there would have been no journey, you know, no character development.
The pieces are moving.
Yeah, I mean the army is really cool. Like, and it's interesting as well. The first one, how they make the army, like they make them out of mud, I think it is, and all this like stuff.
Yeah, and some of the orcs are made from elves, which is kind of scary.
Yeah.
Pippin is the one tasked with lighting the beacons.
Yeah.
There's just so much going on in this movie that is, I mean, it doesn't feel bloated, which is surprising. They've structured it really well.
Yeah, it's a long movie, and a lot happens, but you know, but everything that happens, you understand, and I mean, it keeps you on the edge of your seat for three and a half hours nearly. Yeah.
When Faramir was Gilead.
I mean, the orcs are really like kind of disgusting looking as well.
Mm. I love that little General Gothmog. He's a really cool character.
Yeah.
This is actually the first sort of battle scene of the movie.
Yeah.
Even though it's not as full scale as the next few, but it's still epic.
Yeah, we're already 43 minutes in.
Somehow Peter Jackson has this incredible ability of choreographing battle scenes. Like, he knows how much he can put on the screen.
I suppose he learned a bit of that from Bad Taste.
Yeah. Oh, Bad Taste is hilarious. I mean, Derek don't run. I can't do a New Zealand accent, but yeah, that movie was so funny. So strange, yet really funny. Then he goes from that to making Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. I mean, actually, if you think about it, Bad Taste came out in 1987, so this year's been making films for 30 years.
Oh, shit. Yeah, because when he did Lord of the Rings, he wasn't completely established. This was sort of his big break, essentially.
I think he made a lot of horror movies before he did Lord of the Rings. Like, I think he did
Yeah, he did a lot of low-budget horrors.
Yeah, I think he did one that was called Brain Dead or something like that, and it's like really gory horror movie, but it's a comedy as well, I think. I don't know.
But I mean, clearly, the Lord of the Rings is his greatest achievement by far.
Yeah, his cinematic sort of masterpiece.
Yeah. I mean, of course, I love The Hobbit and King Kong as well. That was pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about Peter Jackson. I mean, yeah, I loved the King Kong film when I was younger. I remember seeing that in the cinema. That was like one of the only films that I cried at in the cinema. I think it was like the only film I cried at in the cinema. Like, that ending when Kong dies, you're like, shit, you know, I'm crying over a fucking monkey, you know.
They made a monkey out of you.
Yeah, the way he lights the beacons is just awesome.
This scene is powerful. I mean, everything about this is beautiful. The shots are amazing. The music is phenomenal. The direction is like this is filmmaking at its best. Like, wow.
Sucking at its best.
This is just perfect. This is a perfect scene.
I think the shots here are just amazing. How they light the beacons, like the cinematography and all that. Just stunning. Like, when I saw this scene when I was watching it for the first time for my review, I was just blown away by this part. I mean, I was blown away by the whole film, but I mean,
it's just.
Look at that! Like
Howard Shore's music, fantastic.
Yeah, just all the beacons being lit up everywhere. Like, it's amazing.
Nothing has ever come close to this film for me. I mean, I love a lot of films, but I don't think I love a film more than this. This just completely took my breath away.
Yeah, I mean, like when you said it was your favorite film of all time, when I watched it for the first time, I completely understood why you loved it so much. I mean, it is the definition of cinematic masterpiece. I mean, you know, this is definitely, I think.
I would love to see in the cinema. Like, I've never got to see it in the cinema. I'd love to see it.
Yeah, I mean, it is an achievement in cinema, I think, Return of the King.
Gondor calls for aid.
I mean,
don't be a dick. Help them
I
out.
mean, it must have made you more happy as well that it won all those Oscars and it did so well. Like, and I think it deserved it.
Oh yeah, I think this is way better than Titanic. I mean,
Yeah.
I like Titanic. I really like it, but it doesn't come close to this.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like Titanic, I mean, I know Harry really likes it, but I think it's overrated, to be honest. I mean, in terms of the technical aspect, it's great, but I just think the story and the love story and the characters just aren't that great. But yeah,
I guess Theoden now realizes that, you know, yeah, whatever's happened in the past with Gondor has happened, but he needs to bury the hatchet, and they all need to band together because no one's gonna either. If he doesn't help them, they're all gonna die anyway. So what's the point? You know, might as well.
Yeah, I mean, this is amazing as well, how they gather all the troops and stuff. I mean, this kind of reminds me of, when I was watching this, it kind of reminded me of Skyrim, the game I have, Skyrim, which is sort of set in the sort of medieval times. And it's kind of, it's a bit like Lord of the Rings, it's sort of like mystical, sort of fantasy, medieval sort of crossover. But I mean, this is just, you know, amazing. It's interesting as well that she sort of has feelings for him, but Aragorn sort of, you know, he likes her, but, you know.
He likes her as a friend, but obviously he's taken. It's funny, Bernard Hill, who plays Theoden, was also in Titanic as the captain. He's been in 2 Oscar-sweeping movies.
Yeah.
This is so epic.
That's Carl Urban as well.
Yeah, Dread.
Yeah, I didn't know that he was in Lord of the Rings until I watched the trilogy. You know, I mean, he was in Lord of the Rings, then he was in Star Trek, and he was in Dread. You know, the guy's been
Lord of the Rings. It's only small, like Aemir. It's a small part, but he plays it well. Fucking hell, we're 50 minutes in.
Yeah.
This movie, the pacing is so good.
I think it's one of the best paced movies for 3.5 hours. I mean, this movie's longer than Titanic, and it's paced better than that. Like,
this is
it works as well. It just,
this is how you make a film. Bloody hell.
this is filmmaking 101.
Oh shit. And the battles are brutal in this movie. Like, people get thrown off everything. You see the full brutality of the war that goes on. Originally, the book was going to be called The War of the Ring. I'm glad they changed it to The Return of the King. I think that's a much better title.
You're going to call the book, what was the book called?
Originally, it was going to be called War of the Ring, but they changed it to Return of the King, which I think was the best decision.
Cheesy.
Yeah, I don't think it sounded very good.
Yeah, Return of the King's more epic. I mean, it's funny. My favorite Star Wars film is Return of the Jedi, and my favorite Lord of the Rings film is Return of the King.
But your favorite Superman movie is not Superman Returns. But your favorite Batman movie is Batman Returns. The time of the Orc has come.
It's funny though, like Return of the Jedi is like the 6th film in the saga, and like Lord of the Rings is like technically the 6th film in the saga as well.
Yeah, actually, that is quite funny.
Yeah, that's cool. That's really good. It's like the time of the Orc has come. Yeah.
This is another epic scene.
Yeah, I have to say the battle scenes in this are epic.
It's very intense.
I mean, Peter Jackson, you know, all he could have done was just made the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and that would have been enough to cement his legacy.
Yeah. He could do nothing for the rest of his life and live fine. Yeah. He's got loads of money.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll do something at some point.
I noticed the Wilhelm screaming there. That ah, but they always do use that in Star Wars as well.
Yeah, they have it. They use it in The Hobbit as well. In the first one, An Unexpected Journey. I can't wait for you to watch The Hobbit. I hope that you at least enjoy it on some level.
No, I mean, I think since Return of the King, I think the Middle Earth saga's really sort of grown on me. I mean, especially with Return of the King. Like the first two I really liked, but the third one was just like wow, like completely.
So would you say you found it hard to get into the first two at first, but then you grew to really like them?
No, I mean I like the Fellowship of the Ring and the Two Towers, but it wasn't really until Return of the King where it clicked for me, like where I just went like this is a true cinematic landmark right here. I mean,
yeah,
I think it definitely deserved all the acclaim that it got. You know, Return of the King.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like I said, I think I said this in my review. It's like Peter Jackson saved all the best parts for last. Like there's just so much going on here, and it's just so epic.
Mm.
I think maybe it might be the greatest fantasy film ever made. Return of the King.
I would agree with that. I mean, I do love Harry Potter as well, but I don't think you have masterful filmmaking in that. You have very good filmmaking in Harry Potter, but it's not on a consistent basis. But I still love Harry Potter for what it is. But Lord of the Rings has inspired me, you know, to go into this sort of thing. And Peter Jackson has truly changed fantasy cinema with the Middle Earth films, particularly Return of the King. You know.
Yeah, I think he just changed cinema in general as well. Like, I mean, this film sort of changed the filmmaking for like a new generation. I mean,
yeah.
Like I think kind of the same with you know. Oh yeah, this is the ring again. Ring like shit. What are the ring things?
Well, this is where Frodo really starts to change.
Yeah, it's interesting. He doesn't go for the ring. He pulls up Frodo. You know, Gollum could have just taken the ring and pushed Frodo off the cliff.
No, he's trying to divide the two of them, and then he'll leave Frodo for dead. And I think that's clever. He's a sneaky little creature.
Yeah, Gollum is he's a prick.
Yeah, he's manipulative. Because he wants his process.
Yeah, he's manipulating Frodo like, oh, he wants it. Yeah.
55 minutes.
Do not stop the attack until the city is taken.
It's interesting as well. When was it? I think it's Gollum who throws the food off the cliff.
Yeah.
I will break him.
Yeah, the leader of the armies. He's just really creepy.
Oh yeah, the Witch King.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't, like I said, I haven't seen the extended cut, but I think there's a bit towards the end where you have the mouth of Sauron or something.
There is, yeah. The mouth of Sauron is a great character.
Yeah.
I mean, I can understand the extended cut is very long, so you need a lot of time to watch it, or if you watch it in 2 sittings.
But, have an intermission, yeah.
Yeah. I think the extended cuts are better. They add a lot to the story, but I'm not saying bad things about the theatrical cut. The theatrical cuts are great. I mean, there are tight, compact versions of the story. They tell the essential story. The extended cut just adds detail. And if you want more detail, you can have it, but you don't have to. You don't have to watch them. You can stick with the normal versions.
Yeah, I know Alan. I mean, it's interesting. Alan's a big Middle Earth fan as well, I think. But he loves Lord of the Rings films as much as you do, and I think he actually prefers the theatrical.
He does, yeah, actually. He said because they're long enough, but he likes the extended cuts, but I don't think he watches them very much.
Yeah.
It must be retaken.
I mean, Denethor here is a real dickhead.
Much must be received.
Oh, I hate this bit because he's been such a horrible dick to his son.
Yeah, Faramir.
Like, oh, will you not do what I say, you know, son, you know.
You wish not that our places have been exchanged. That I had died and Boromir had lived.
It's interesting that Pippin sort of becomes his servant.
I wish they do. It's like, you wish now that I died and Boromir lived. I mean, fucking dick. I would have punched the guy in the face. Oh.
Since you robbed Boromir, I will do what I can in his stead.
Oh, I feel so sorry for Faramir. He just, you know, goes and just does what his father requests. He doesn't, you know, he doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, I can't believe that he said yes. I wish that.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, if you were any kind of father, you wouldn't have said anything.
Yeah, he says, think better of me if I return. That will depend on the manner of your return. Fucking prick.
Yeah, arsehole.
Sake.
I mean, it's his son, for God's sake, you know. And he's treating him like shit.
Yeah, only because he's grieving for the other one. And
I know, but the fact that he said he would rather Faramir die than Boromir, like, that was just like, I mean, what a fucking arsehole, you know. It's still his son, you know. I mean, Boromir might be dead, yeah, but you still got Faramir, you know. He's still your blood, for God's sake.
Exactly. And, you know, that's the harsh thing. I mean, it's weird. Also, there's a similar parallel between Theoden and Denethor, because if you think about it, Theoden, if you remember, he lost his son in the Two Towers, and he's trying to, I mean, he doesn't really think much of his nephew, Éomer, until the Return of the King. In the Two Towers, he's like, no, yeah, because Éomer gets banished. And obviously, Denethor's the other father,
Yeah.
and then he doesn't like Faramir, and he loves Boromir. So there's a kind of, but Theoden loves his niece, Éowyn. So there's a kind of parallel there, and both of them have lost sons, but Theoden is the better person because he overcomes his grief, but Denethor doesn't, and then he dies because of that. And he's yeah.
This bit is really. This bit is really like. I mean, Paul just basically throws the food off the cliff, and he's a real bastard, basically.
All right.
Yeah, he is. You're absolutely right.
You just startled me as all. What are you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you doing, Gollum?
Your own way.
Oh, I
Mr. Frodo! Mr. Frodo!
feel so sorry for Sam. You know, he goes through so much, and then Frodo. Obviously, it's not really Frodo. Like he tells him to go home, and that's just.
It's dark still.
I just want to cry.
Yeah.
I blame Sam for having a little cry. You know.
It's coming.
I mean, talking about Harry Potter there just briefly, like, do you think Elijah Wood looks a bit like Daniel Radcliffe?
It's weird. A lot of people have said that. I don't really see it. I mean, I guess a little bit in the face, but I find it very easy to tell them apart.
You're a lying rat. What did you do with it? He doesn't eat
But they have been mistaken for each other before.
it. Can't have taken it.
Yeah.
What's this?
Bastard.
I like the sound. He's like, "You lying brat!
Who turtles? Who turtles?
You lying rat!"
That's a filthy lie.
Ugh. Yeah,
Oh,
Tommy.
like when he sees the breadcrumb. It's like crumbs on his jacket. Like,
Sam, no!
I'm sorry. I didn't mean it to go so far. I was just so angry.
So angry.
Here, just
I mean, if I was Sam, I wouldn't give a shit. I would throw Gollum off that fucking cliff.
Exactly. Don't blame him for punching him.
Yeah.
When Gollum and Sam fight at the end, you really feel like Sam deserves to kick the shit out of him, you know?
Yeah.
I could help.
And when Gollum dies, you're kind of like, yes, like.
You can get. Now this is where Frodo gets a bit confused. He's like, I could carry it. I could help you share the load.
Get away! I don't want to keep it.
Yeah, because Gollum basically says he'll ask for the ring.
Yeah.
Share the load. I think that's kind of funny in slow motion. Share the load.
Share the load.
Go away!
Go away!
Out of here!
Get out of here! Who's that? It's you.
Gollum, like that look on Gollum's face.
He's like, yes. Everyone.
He's poisoned you against me.
Sean Astin's performance, brilliant.
Yeah.
You don't mean that.
I think, yeah, Sam is. I think he's the true hero of the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Oh, I hate that. Frodo just says, go home.
Yeah.
Oh. Sam. Oh.
Can you imagine you just push Frodo with Gollum off the cliff and then he was the one to finish the journey?
Oh, Sam doesn't have the heart to push Frodo off.
Yeah.
Because he knows Frodo doesn't mean it, but he just... Oh.
You feel bad for Sam because like he's risked everything to come along the journey with Frodo, and then Gollum just basically,
He's a dick.
you know, yeah, Gollum basically just splits them up.
1 hour, 4 minutes. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I noticed now...
Like the Shelob's lair in a while as well with Frodo.
Yeah. I only noticed now like how tight the theatrical cut is for a 3.5 hour film. It's a
Yeah.
lot that happens and it's really tight because the extended cut they spend more time on certain things and like by this point it would have been like nearly an hour and a half.
Yeah. I have to say the knight's armor is really fucking cool. I love a set of that armor.
The design is amazing.
Father's will is turned to madness. Do not throw
It's
away.
interesting that they're giving all these like soldiers flowers. It's like these townspeople know that these soldiers are going to go to their deaths, basically.
Yeah.
Your father loves you, Alan.
Your father loves you, Faramir.
Remember it.
Well, yeah.
His father doesn't really love him. Let's be honest.
No. I think he wants to, but he can't.
But he's like,
This is one of the best scenes of the trilogy. Him going out to Osgiliath. It's pointless to retake it. It really is, but I mean, and when they have the song shortly,
yeah.
it just raises the tension so much.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's a great scene. Like, basically, these soldiers are going to their death. Like, they're being given these flowers by the villagers. Like, they know they're going to die. Which is kind of... I mean, I haven't seen this film in a while. Does Faramir actually die?
No. He almost dies, but Denethor tries to burn him, and then he realizes that his son is still alive. Then Denethor dies. I mean, we'll get to it later on, but this is such a good scene.
I remember that, yeah. I love the slow motion as well, the horses, like,
the editing
going towards...
Yeah. Why they cut back to Denethor when he, like, cracks the bone of the chicken, and he's taking a bite of the tomato. Like, it's kind of interesting how they do those little cutaways.
Gun, sing me a song.
Sing me a song.
I like the way that, I mean, Denethor's kind of a slob as well, like the way he eats. He's like a pig.
Yeah, he doesn't give a fuck.
Come sing me a song. Is that blood on his chin, by the way, or is that just tomato juice?
Tomato juice.
He's that much of a pig. Yeah, I love the way it cuts to him like eating when he's singing.
Yeah. Shadow.
Oh yeah, and the way. Oh yeah, this is a brilliant scene here. The way it just cuts from Pippin singing to the horses charging. This is just brilliant editing here.
And the bones. Cracking the bones.
The bones cracking. It's almost as though it's like
it's so tense, but they slowly pull back the bows, and you're hearing the song that's really haunting.
But Denethor's a bit of a dick as well. It just makes Pippin sing like.
And that obviously the juice falling down his chin, symbolizing the blood. It's the composition thing. It's perfect. It's a perfect scene. And
yeah, it is.
Pippin doesn't like him now either, and he's upset because he knows that Faramir is going to his death. I mean, the emotions are so high. Also, they used the song for the trailer for The Hobbit, Battle of the Five Armies, which is interesting.
I mean, Denethor's just it's a pig. And that scene, it's just so well done. Like, you know, him singing and it cuts to the battlefield and the bones cracking, you know, like you said, it's just a perfect scene. Like, one of my favorite scenes in the movie.
Yeah, I bet you didn't expect it when you first watched it.
No. I think Jackson, by this film, by the third one, he just completely was in complete control and he just knew everything that he was going to do. Like, he had complete confidence with this movie.
Yeah, you're right. He had complete freedom and he knew exactly what he wanted to do. I think by early on, because the films were shot back to back, that gave him a feeling of good. So that's why the quality is so consistent, because he'd done it back to back. So he was able to do it from beginning to end, all three of them, and literally tell a huge story without having to wait however many years. So he never lost the edge of his direction, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does, yeah. Lord of the Ring Things.
Lord of the fucking Things. Lord of the Things, bruv.
Lord of the Bling, mate. Lord of the Rings, Return of the Onion Ring.
It's Dread.
Yeah, I really like how the characters have progressed in this film as well. You really see them come on this journey. Like Aragorn in the first film, he was reluctant to become king, but by this time he wants to become the king.
Yeah. And also, like
Orlando Bloom, as Mark Kermode calls him.
Yeah, I like Orlando Bloom. I mean, he's a bad actor. I mean, yeah, he is a pretty boy, but I like him as Legolas. He's very good.
I actually think he's an underrated actor, Orlando Bloom. I don't think he's that bad. Like, I know Mark Kermode thinks he's rubbish.
I mean, yeah, he's a bit wooden in Pirates of the Caribbean. Well, he's better in the new one, but I think Lord of the Rings is definitely, and The Hobbit, definitely his best performance. Some other things. He was in the film called Troy. I don't know if you've seen that. That was
I've seen Troy. Yeah.
I mean, I saw it years ago, so I can't remember it, but I remember it was pretty good, and he was all right in it.
Yeah, I like Troy, but I remember seeing Troy. I liked it, but it's objectively speaking, it's not that good of a movie. But yeah,
I mean, it was well made, but maybe it was a bit long, and it tried too hard to be like Lord of the Rings in the sense that it was epic. It's about like building a wooden horse. You know, what else can you say, really?
I like the fact that Merry has his own armor and sword now.
Yeah, he's progressed a lot since the second film. Like the second film, he really changed, he matured, and now he wants to fight. And I like that, the fact that. And in the first, he was kind of like a child.
Why should Merry be left behind? He has as much cause to go to.
Yeah, I wonder if that actor was that small or.
Oh no, he wasn't. Sorry, no, he wasn't that small. They used scale doubles, but and I think there was an element of CGI work as well.
Yeah,
on his face. I think they've taken the faces of the actors and put them on the scale doubles.
Yeah, the blonde woman. Who does she marry in the extended cut?
In the extended cut, she ends up with Faramir.
Oh, fair enough.
I mean, yeah, which is quite sweet. I mean, they have one scene together. I mean, they could have stuck that in the theatrical, but I mean, in this cut, it's never really made clear who she ends up with. But we know that she's happy in the end. So
Yeah.
and he's happy as well, because obviously Aragorn denied her because of Arwen. I mean, this whole romance stuff is much better than the one in The Hobbit. So just saying the romance in The Hobbit is not really. It's not
this
necessary.
vision of Arwen that Aragorn has in his dreams, it's very interesting, like, because it's sort of recurring through the whole trilogy.
Yeah, because she's essentially dying, so he's trying to keep her alive, and this Evan Star thing that he's got around his neck is connected to her life force, so he can kind of feel, like, because it's fading, she's dying, and he can kind of, like, when it's glowing, she's life, but when he's dying, he can feel her life fading away. So I guess he knows that he has to keep her going for as long as he can. But yeah, and it's interesting now. Now that her father has come to Aragorn and says, "Look, basically, my daughter's dying. Can you help me? Here's the sword. Go and bring the army of the dead." So it's like, you could have mentioned this before, Elrond. You could have said before there was an army of the dead that could have helped us. Yeah. But yeah, what dog?
I come on behalf of the one I love. Why is Arwen dying? Is it because of Frodo?
It's because
not Frodo, Aragorn.
No, it's because of the evil that's entering the lands, and you know, her life is she's just fading away, and the elves are losing their immortality. So they a lot of them decided to flee to the Undying Lands, the Grey Havens, which is like heaven essentially, to keep themselves going. But
what's interesting is that sorry to interrupt, but what's interesting is Arwen has a kid with Aragorn. I wonder if the kid turns out to be like half elf, or if it's just like an ordinary human.
I mean, Aragorn is human, so I would imagine he's actually a lot older than you think he is. But they would probably have a hybrid of some sort, like a half elf, half human kid. I mean, Aragorn, in the extended cut of Two Towers, we find out that he's 87 years old.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I mean,
he's aged pretty well.
Again, because he was raised by elves, and they've managed to help him age rather well. He moisturized.
Yeah. I mean, you know, why doesn't she? She could just stay with like Arwen for the rest of his life in the elves, and like he might never die. Like,
yeah, well, he decided to help Frodo go and take the ring to Mordor. So, and she stayed behind in Rivendell. But then she was forced to leave. But like, yeah, it's kind of complicated. But if you have to watch it so many times to kind of really grasp it. But at the end of the day, it all works out in the end. So I love the sword. They've remade the sword. Alan has like a bite-sized version of that in his news. Like toys.
Could you imagine if he just took? Could you imagine if he just took out the sword and it just fell apart? Like, that'd be funny.
Oh, fuck's sake!
or he pulls out the sword and it's just a plastic toy version that Alan has.
I like Hugo Weaving. He's a good actor. I think he's underrated.
Yeah. No, yeah, he is good in this, and I think Viggo Mortensen's really good in this as well.
Yeah. Oh, I like this scene when he tells Eowyn that he can't be with her because he doesn't love her. He admires her, but he doesn't fancy her, so he can't really.
I'll fuck you in another life.
Why do you come? Lol.
Sorry, but I think Arwen's sexier.
And to be honest, she'll probably live longer, and her complexion is going to last longer than yours. No offense.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel sorry for her. You know, she's. Oh, that's
She
annoying.
wants to fuck Aragorn.
I mean, little does she know she has a crush on an 87-year-old man.
Aragorn and Arwen. It just sounds better. It just rings better.
It does, yeah. Rather than Eowyn, when he says, "I cannot give you what you seek."
Where do you think you're off to?
I mean, Not even a quick fuck.
Imagine if you just did, just like, okay, I feel bad for you. That's all shit. Gollum just comes in and joins the party.
We're going with you, laddie.
He just sings Elwin's arse. My precious!
It's in the shape of the precious. So he puts the ring up her ass. A bit like in Kingsman 2. Yeah.
God. Oh, that's why it's called the Golden Circle. Now I get it.
I got that as well. I also thought it's called the Golden Circle as well because, like, he gets married at the end. He marries her, so they put a ring on it. You know, Gollum should have had a song in this movie. You know, if you like it, then you should put a ring on it. If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. I would love to see a video with Gollum and Beyonce single ladies.
Yeah, oh god, could you imagine Return of the King, but Eggsy was the king?
Gandalf, get your fucking soldiers down at the fucking battlefield. Sick and tired of you fucking sitting around. Put your staff, put it fucking down, mate. Put it fucking down.
Colin Firth would be Gandalf.
Yeah.
It's like he dies. He dies in the first one as Gandalf the Grey, and then he comes back as Gandalf the White.
Yeah. Oh god. I mean, when he imagine him saying, "You shall not pass." You know what that means.
It's like Gandalf. Manners maketh man.
Oh, there's an advert with the Alexander. Manners maketh meerkat.
I mean, I've seen that. Yeah,
that's funny. Funny they did that for the Lord of the Rings, you know. My precious. Okay.
Return of the Meerkat.
Alexander is Frodo. I can't carry it for you. And I can't carry you. I'm sorry.
Oh god. The Go Compare is the king.
I love Theoden in this movie. He's really softened up and he loves his niece.
Yeah.
I love my niece as well, you know. I hope that when my niece gets older, I'd still have a good relationship with her. You know, she's very sweet. I've got pictures on my wall that she drew for me when she was about 3, so that was nice.
Yeah, Theoden is yeah, I like his character progression from Two Towers, because in Two Towers he's a bit of a stuck-up prick, but by the end of that movie and the start of this movie, he's really softened up. You really see that he actually does care. He does care about people, and he does care about Middle Earth.
Yeah, we've watched like practically nearly half of this film. 1 hour 20 minutes.
Jesus!
Yes!
Fucking throw it at the bin! Return of the Dingling!
Dickathor.
The way is shut.
Can you imagine the Go Compare guy as the king?
Go compare. When you want to save it, should be your favourite. Lego.
Legolas. He just gets at the Lego set.
The way is shut. It was made by those who are Lego.
He just gets out Lego Lord of the Rings. This is how we must pass.
Lego Lord of the Rings is actually a fucking great game. It's actually my favourite Lego game. I mean, not just because it's Lord of the Rings, but it's actually a lot of fun.
Yeah. Lego The Hobbit, though, I heard, is disappointing because they didn't even bother to do the third film, did they?
Well, no, the Lego The Hobbit was all right, but it was incomplete. And they made promises which they didn't keep. They promised to release the Battle of the Five Armies levels as a DLC, but then they decided to scrap that and just leave it as it was. So it's a waste of time playing the game if you don't have the whole trilogy. What's the point? You know.
My friends are
We should redo it.
It's a 3-day
Like, release it as downloadable content.
I don't know. Well, they're never going to release Battle of the Five Armies as a Lego game. Well, at least not that I know of. But I don't really care anyway. I'm not bothered about the games anymore.
Yeah.
I just watch the films.
Yeah. As for the armor, like the helmets sort of look a bit like Viking helmets or medieval helmets or whatever.
Yeah, you're right. Like, I see like the Rohirrim is kind of Viking-esque in their armor. There's Gondor looks like more royalty. Oh, the music.
Yeah.
Howard Shore. Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, Howard Shore, what else has he done music for, apart from Lord of the Rings? Did he do King Kong, or was that someone else?
Howard Shore.
Yeah.
He did Mrs. Doubtfire, actually. He did the score for that movie. I don't know what else he's done. He's done Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, but I'm not sure what else he's actually scored. He's done a few other things, but I can't remember the names of what he's done.
Yeah, but what I admire about Lord of the Rings is that it does use CGI, but it only uses it when necessary. It's not like the Star Wars prequels where they overuse the CGI.
George cough.
Yeah, I mean, you think about Lord of the Rings, I mean, you had Phantom Menace in 1999, then you had Attack of the Clones in 2002, same year that Two Towers came out.
I love this scene. It's actually a lot longer in the extended cut. There's this whole sequence where they have to escape the cave. And then eventually the King of the Dead agrees to help them. But I understand why they cut it down for this version. But it would have been nice for them to include the full scene. But for runtime purposes, obviously, yeah, don't want to make the movie too long to release in cinemas.
Yeah, I think this scene's quite good though as well, like where it comes to the Army of the Dead or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's quite. I think it's one of my favorite scenes in the film. It's quite creepy as well.
I mean the CGI is incredible for the ghosts.
Yeah. I mean, the thing that Peter Jackson took a book that a lot of people said was unfilmable and made 3 films on it, well, plus The Hobbit, is kind of it's a feat in itself.
Yeah, you got to really. The guy had some balls, to take on something that ambitious, and it definitely it was a risk that paid off. And then obviously they weren't sure if they were going to do The Hobbit, but I think the fans demanded it, so they thought, yeah, okay, we'll do The Hobbit. But there was a rights issue, which is why it took so long to make The Hobbit.
It was in The Hobbit 10 years after Lord of the Rings. When was it Unexpected Journey, 2011 or 12?
2012.
Yeah.
And it was in 2012, 13, 14. Originally, they were going to do 2 films, but they decided to stretch it to 3 because they said they wanted to tell more in the story. There was a lot that they wanted to include, which was fair enough. For me, anyway, I didn't mind that, but a lot of people complained.
Didn't they originally going to get a different director for The Hobbit before Jackson came aboard?
Originally, it was going to be Guillermo del Toro, but he had to leave the project because The Hobbit wasn't technically greenlit when del Toro was originally on board. And then eventually he had to leave the project because there were other things. And then eventually, after a long period of time, Jackson stepped in to direct it, which I think was the best move, really, because you kind of want the guy that gave you the Middle-earth you know and love from the Lord of the Rings. So I'm glad that Peter Jackson returned for The Hobbit, even if some people think The Hobbit is not very good. But yeah, you know what? It was different. It wasn't trying to be Lord of the Rings. In the style of obviously the story, like it was an epic quest of over 3 movies. Yeah, in that sense it was, but it was tonally it was different, and it wasn't.
Some people prefer The Hobbit to Lord of the Rings, which I find surprising.
Some people do. Very few people do. But I mean, Lord of the Rings is long, so you have to have the patience to sit through it.
This bit where Faramir's shot, you think maybe he's dead, but obviously he's not.
No, he's wounded. But his father thinks he's dead, of course.
His father, because he doesn't give a shit.
Faramir, oh.
Yeah. Boromir now, Faramir, oh, bollocks. Yeah, I'm wondering, like, where by
Let us ease their pain.
Who's that pain?
Release the prisoners.
Sorry, what were you saying?
the lead orc is really good. He's really like, fucking ugly as well.
Oh, Gothmog, the general. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate that they're throwing the heads of the soldiers over. That's insulting.
Yeah. Not only that, but it's quite disgusting as well.
It's alive.
You need medicine, my lord.
I hate them.
You slaughtered them like animals. I hate them.
Can you imagine Dead of War just doing that speech?
Oh, at some point we've got to do Attack of the Clones audio commentary.
The line has ended.
It's deserted us. Yeah, well, you deserted them.
That's a great shot. He's just like, the line is ended. Then he sees that huge army.
I mean, this is horrible. This is intense.
Yeah.
Theoden's betrayed me. And they're just destroying the tower.
Yeah, this battle scene's just epic.
All the women and children that died in this scene.
Yeah. He's such a coward as well. It's just like, abandon your post.
I love that Gandalf just like whacks him. Gandalf's had enough of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, punch the dick.
Prepare for battle.
Yes, now that is what you want. Oh, this is awesome. This is where the battle finally begins.
Return to your front.
I just love the fact that Gandalf just whacks him in the face and knocks him out. Like,
Gandalf
it's like
charge.
It's like, prepare for battle. You know, get back to your posts.
Somebody's found me since the abyss.
This is awesome. Always trust Peter Jackson to give you an epic battle scene.
I mean, I wouldn't have cared. Like, I'd just love to be an extra as one of those soldiers. That would have been awesome.
Just to see it being made. I mean, incredible. I mean, the special features on the director's cuts are amazing. You get to see, like, in depth the production of all 6 movies. I mean, oh, this scene though.
Actually, that lead orc kind of reminds me of the poster of Bad Taste.
Yeah, I can see what you mean. There's definitely an influence in that. I mean, look at this. This is incredible.
Yeah, I mean, they're throwing like chunks of like the castle at them, which is kind of funny.
The music also.
Yeah, it's great. It's funny, like when that rock hits the lead orc. It's like, move out of the way.
I love the music's changed, like with all the chorus doing the.
Oh, yeah, this is incredible, and you got the ring wraiths as well. That's awesome. I mean, the look at that city's just great.
Like the aerial.
It might sound weird, but like the front of it, but like sort of the front of it where Ganondorf falls off later, it looks a bit like the front of a ship.
Yeah. No, Gandalf is taking charge. He's like a commander now.
Yeah, I think this is my favorite battle in the whole film. It's so good.
Seeing this in the cinema would have been incredible.
Yeah, I'm jealous of Alan. He saw all 3 in the cinema.
Oh wow! The way it just drops the people down into the bottom of the city.
Yeah.
Just the scale of it is amazing. I bet the Pippin's caught in all of it. I mean, this is so much bigger than Helm's Deep.
Yeah. And it's just a great battle. It's just one of the best battles. It's just so good.
Kill the trolls! Yeah, don't shoot the...
Yeah, they are the trolls. They're spamming our comments. Imagine if they were internet trolls like the Emoji Movie.
I'll just have to fight. I always found that a really weird take that they used. They called us out to fight. Pippin looked stoned in that take.
Yeah.
Oh, Gandalf is so badass.
This is no place for a hobbit.
Yeah, they call it was quite a close-up shot. Yeah, Peter Jackson likes to do a lot of those close-up shots, like in, what was it, Fellowship of the Ring, where Gandalf comes into the house, just like an extreme close-up of him.
Yeah.
I love that Gandalf's just kicking arse here.
Oh yeah, he's awesome.
Guard of the
I mean, I love in the opening.
Come at me!
The opening of the Two Towers when he's just killing the Balrog. That is brilliant as well. Like when he's falling down the pit and he's just bashing it with his sword. Just incredible. Like,
I imagine him just saying, "Come at me, bitch!"
come at me, bro! You shall not pass! That's funny. Ian McCullough visited a school with some students, and through the window he said to them, "You know what will happen if you don't revise for your exams? You shall not pass!" And then they all cheered and applauded him, of course.
That's actually quite funny.
And this is where the film kind of changes. This is where it gets really creepy. It's really dark in this scene. It's the only way.
Yeah, he's basically luring him in, like, and then you see the true, like, Frodo realizes like the true nature of Gollum.
Gollum, that he is a bastard. And that it's all been a trap to get the ring.
Shelob's lair.
The music also in this scene is very un-Lord of the Rings like, if that makes sense. There's less of the brassy orchestral feel. You get a very like kind of like it's a very kind of creepy, edgy track. And the set looks incredible.
Yeah.
Smeagol?
Oh, Smeagol!
I mean, it's interesting. I mean, it would be pretty cool if they developed more of Gollum's backstory, like in a spin-off film. I probably wouldn't do that, but
yeah. I mean, I think what they've done is great because they've told the essential backstory for Gollum. It's like to show you how he becomes the creature and how he actually had a relationship with the ring. And if you watch The Hobbit, you'll see the scene with him and Bilbo in the cave, the riddle scene in the first movie. Gollum and Bilbo encounter each other, and Bilbo steals the ring from Gollum. So Gollum, you know, is always after his precious. So when he finally reappears in the Lord of the Rings, it will mean more having seen The Hobbit. Yeah. So I mean, you've got all that to look forward to. So that's.
I haven't seen the special features because I don't have the extended edition, and they got more special features. But was it really hard for Jackson to film all these films back to back? Did he find it a challenge, or? Yeah,
I mean, obviously, it was a huge challenge because the book was deemed unfilmable. So, but it was the superb storytelling, and they had a really great team of people. I mean, it was going to go one way or the other. It was either going to be a disaster or it was going to be a masterpiece, and thankfully it was the latter. All three of them were on a consistent level.
I mean, the only Lord of the Rings thing before this, I think, was like an animated Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, and I believe the story only covered like the first two films. They covered the Fellowship of the Ring and maybe some of the Two Towers. I'm not quite sure how much, but I don't think it did very well. So they never made the rest of it. But
this bit's quite interesting when Sam finds the bread. Like, you fucker, Gollum.
Oh.
Yeah, I just love the fact Sam gets angry and he goes back for Frodo.
Yeah. I think in this scene, you kind of need Frodo to be on his own. You kind of need him to kind of muster up some courage. He needs to realize that, you know, Gollum has been playing him for a fool this whole time. And
one thing I will say about Frodo is he's a bit of a wimp. Like,
I mean, in the sense that he can't really do combat, his fighting skills are terrible. But, I mean, I admire the guy for taking the ring to Mordor, but at the same time, he would have failed without Sam. He would have died trying. I mean, he tries to fight the spider, so I give him that. And then he does try and fight Gollum in the end, but yeah, he gets stabbed too many times. I think that's the issue. In the Fellowship of the Ring, he's a bit weak, but he develops more courage in the next two.
yeah.
Yeah, like in this game as well. Elijah Wood, I have to say, he's an underrated actor. I think he's pretty good. You know, some people.
Yeah, I mean, he's actually, surprisingly enough, he has done some. He still does films and all that. I think he is somewhat moderately successful. I suppose he's a bit like Daniel Radcliffe. Like, once you do a franchise, you're kind of typecast a bit.
Yeah. Well, I think he's a nice guy, and he played this role really well. And his English accent is actually surprisingly good, because a lot of Americans have trouble with the British accent, and playing Frodo British, I think, is a good idea. I think having Frodo American would have been distracting.
Yeah, particularly when the book is written by an English person,
Yes.
and most of the cast are British.
Yeah, and also Brad Dourif, who plays Wormtongue in The Two Towers. He's also American, but he did an accent as well, and luckily that worked out.
Yeah, this is quite disturbing when Gollum is there, just sort of Frodo stuck in the webs. Oh, there's a spider! Itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout.
There's a spider crawling up your back.
It's the Amazing Spider-Man 2!
It's funny. This is the longest of the Middle-earth movies, but it's probably the best paced.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. I mean, the action's just great. Yeah. Oh yeah, this bit. Yeah, you see Gollum's a prick. Yeah, come on, Frodo, fight back. Kick his shit in.
The precious made us do it.
I wouldn't give a shit. I just killed Gollum. I bash his head in with a fucking rock.
Yeah. Fucking hell. His expressions are scarily real.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry, but if I was Frodo, I'd just kill Gollum. You know, he's not trustworthy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Frodo.
I mean, this is the guy who made you throw Sam away.
I guess he can see what the ring has done to Gollum. He's like, I have to destroy it for both of our sakes. But obviously, Gollum's like, no.
And then he attacks him again.
Bye. The only thing I don't understand is, how does Gollum get out of the pit? Like, how does he get out of the pit and then make his way to Mordor at the same time as Frodo and Sam when they get to the very top of the mountain?
Yeah, you'd think Gollum would die if he fell down there.
Yeah. But, oh well. He does crawl around a lot, I guess.
I mean, when he does finally die, it's like, thank God.
Oh.
Bit too late for that noise. Well, that's a good cut, like where he falls and it just sort of.
Brilliantly edited, this film.
This task was appointed to you, Frodo of the Shire. If you do not find a way,
Oh yes, it's the woman from the first film.
Oh yeah, Galadriel. Yeah, Kate Blanchett.
Yeah.
She's just trying to help him, really. It's like, come on, Frodo. You're so close to the end. You might as well go further on.
You Kate Blanchett, you're a bland shit.
You blind shit! Oh, this is epic. And they have the fucking cut of fireballs.
Yeah.
Like, how they did this, I will never know.
Oh yeah, this scene is great.
Grond, the battering ram.
I mean, this fight has been going on. I mean, we've only been watching it for an hour and a half, but I mean, the fight in the film, it's been going on like all day and all night.
Yeah, we've watched it for 1 hour 42 minutes.
Jesus.
I mean, we've still got a while to go, but
It's
it's
got an hour and a half, but you know, still pretty epic. And then there's Dick of Thor.
the Dick of Thor. Dick.
Faramir.
Bring wood and oil.
Oh god! And then, as soon as Gandalf says, "Oh, stand your ground," little do they know the big fucking trolls come in. You know?
Yeah. They're gonna hack the iPhone.
He's like, "Oh shit!" Gandalf's reaction there was like, "Oh fucking shit!"
Yeah. I mean, this must have cost a fortune to make this film.
Well, it was bloody worth it because it brought in a fortune.
Yeah.
There's actually a PS2 video game of Return of the King. It's actually very, very good.
Yeah, my brother has it actually. I mean, there's trolls. I mean,
you thought
they
they
kind
had...
of remind me of the troll from the Philosopher's Stone. Troll in the dungeon.
What do you want to know? But the in the Fellowship of the Ring, they had one cave troll. In this, they have like fucking 10, you know, or more.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this. This is really well directed. The way the spider's creeping up behind him, and then
Oh yeah. You think the spider, that would be it?
and then the tower's just in sight, you know. So he's so close.
It's like you think the spider left him alone.
Oh, oh dear. The amount of
You
times
think he's going to die as well when he gets stung.
the amount of times he doesn't die as well is surprising. He goes through a whole trilogy of injuries and yet he doesn't die.
Yeah, I mean this bit where he's like, saliva's coming out of his mouth and saliva's coming out of Elijah.
Yeah. Da, da.
You think he's actually dead the way the spider, like, you know, wraps him up? You think that's like the end for him?
Yeah.
And then Sam comes to the rescue.
Oh, by the way, the spider's actually called Shelob.
Yeah, no, I said, yeah.
Come on and finish it. Like, this is... Sam is a hero. I mean, fucking hell. Taking on the big, great spider.
Let him go! Yeah.
Let him go, you filth.
This may sound a bit weird, but like the light thing that he has in his hand looks a bit like a vinegar bottle.
Like a what?
The potion or whatever he has in his hand.
Yeah.
It looks a bit like a vinegar bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yes, Sam is the true hero. I mean, the fact that he came back, Frodo, and, you know, he's basically fighting this, you know, spider with his bare feet, like.
It has this, you know, a fierce, unbending loyalty to Frodo, which is what's so great about him. Like, he'll go to the ends of the earth just to save him.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to have some balls to take on a giant spider.
Yeah.
I mean, if only he had a machine gun. Whoa! Mr. Frodo! Uh-oh.
I think Sean Astin deserved an Oscar for this performance.
He's really good in this.
Oh, this scene is heartbreaking. He thinks Frodo's dead.
Yeah.
Oh. I thought Frodo was dead at first as well when I saw this.
Fuck off, Shelob!
This is why I love Return of the King. That's the emotion. It's,
Yeah, it's quite like when you see Frodo's face is all pale. You think he's dead.
oh.
He kind of looks like a mummy with all that like webs around him.
Are you my mummy?
Brendan Fraser just comes in. Tom Cruise, since there's a reboot now. God.
Reboot was fucking shit.
Oh, did you see it?
Yeah, I reviewed it.
It looked crap.
It wasn't very good. Oh.
I mean, it's not like Tomb of the Dragon Emperor was a masterpiece.
No, Tomb of the Dragon Emperor was better than the new one.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
And that's saying something.
Yeah.
What's
1 hour, 49 minutes.
Looks like old Sheila's been having a bit of fun.
Shelob's lair.
Shield.
One thing I will say, the fact that all the trolls, the fact that all the orcs kill each other in the tower, I think it's a little bit easy, but it's just a little, like, tiny...
When you say easy, how do you mean?
Like, when the orcs are in the tower and they just all, you know, start to fight and they all die and Sam gets in the tower easily. I just think it's a little bit too easy, but that's like a minor nitpick. Like, doesn't damage the movie at all. But yeah.
Yeah. Now he's got to save Frodo again. This is sick.
I'm coming for you, Frodo!
The fact that Dickathor's going to burn his own son alive is just sick.
Already burning.
He's not dead. He's not dead!
You know when he said the line is dead? Well, it's like you can always have another son.
You can always procreate. I release you from my service.
Oh no, die is not best.
He's given up. He hasn't got any hope whatsoever. So burning his own son alive is the only thing he can think of doing. Yeah. Gandalf.
Go now and die in what manner seems best to you.
I love that shot when you see the fireballs going in the tower. All they can do is retreat.
Yeah. Denethor. What a fucking dick!
Dickathor. The Rohirrim do take a while to arrive. So,
I mean, like I said, I could totally understand why this is probably your favorite film of all time. I mean, fucking masterpiece. I think this is easily the most rewatchable as well of the three films.
yeah, I mean that orc looks like Darth Maul.
Yeah.
I always thought of that. But, yeah, I mean, for me, I've just always enjoyed it the most. It's the most epic. It has the best part of the story, and it's the emotional conclusion. But I love the first two as well. I think the first two are amazing. But
I think each film gets better. I think the trilogy, each film gets better. Like Fellowship of the Ring is good. Two Towers is better, and Return of the King is the best.
Oh, this is awesome. The Rohirrim, when they charge into battle. Oh my god, it's so good. Like, we've been watching this film for 1 hour 52 minutes. There's not been 1 second when it's not been paced very well. It's not dragged at all.
Still got an hour and 20, but you know, who cares?
That shot is amazing. They just panned across the battlefield, and
Yeah.
so like they're about to face a lot of fucking shitstorm.
It's interesting that Eowyn as well sneaks in the battle.
Yeah, she's with Mary on the.
All right, faggots. All right, lights and run.
Like we got a woman on the battlefield.
Yeah, she ain't no man.
Hey man, send your areas down the left flank. Gamling, follow the king's banner down the center. Remote, take your company right after you
Is
pass
any character in Lord of the Rings you're not a big fan of?
the darkness.
Um,
Arise! Arise, fighters and fighters!
I mean, there are some I don't remember as much as others, but there's none that I don't particularly like.
A sword day!
I'm not sure really.
Maybe Denethor.
Yeah, well, yeah, Dickathor. I don't like it. Oh, yes, Howard Shore, the music.
Oh yeah, this speech is really good by Theoden. When the sun rises.
You thought Elm's Deep was epic. You ain't seen nothing yet.
Ain't seen nothing yet.
Right now. Right. Right for ruin.
I mean, Merry and
Yeah.
they all look like they're shitting themselves.
Yeah.
Watch just Theoden like accidentally hit one of the poles and fell off the horse. To battle!
Oh my god, this is so good. Oh, this is it. They're charging. Look at that. Wow. I've got no words.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you love this movie.
Well, thanks for recommending it to me.
It's okay.
Yeah, I mean, this battle scene here is just epic.
Fire! Yes!
Peter Jackson must be proud of this film.
Fire will! Oh my god.
Fire!
Watch out for Judge Dredd.
I am the law.
Oh my god. Fucking love Lord of the Rings so much.
When did you first see the trilogy?
Oh god. I think I saw it about 11 years ago.
When you were 9?
Yeah.
Who introduced you to the trilogy?
My uncle, funnily enough. I love that shot.
Oh, yeah.
Slicing through the army.
Yeah.
When he was,
Even the army, like, even the orc, like, leader is shocked.
I mean, look, he can see him move. You can see his son moving.
Yeah.
But yeah, burn him. Fuck it. Who cares? Well, my uncle just put it on one time. I was with my cousins down in Dorset and with our grandma. We watched the first half of Fellowship of the Ring, the extended cut, and I was hooked. I was like, wow, this is great. So then we watched the second part the next day, and then I realised my dad had the theatrical cuts on DVD. So then I watched them loads and loads, and I really grew to love them. And that's where it started, really. And I've loved them ever since.
Seize this madness.
Only Dickathor gets his comeuppance.
I mean, he wants to kill his own fucking son. Like,
Could have burned his own son alive. I mean, Pippin is courageous to do that. You know, Pippin saved Faramir's life.
oh, Faramir.
You will not take my son from me. No. Oh, now he cares.
It's like, you will not take my son from me. His son's still alive, you know. I have to say, I find Dickathor's death a bit over the top. Like, I think he should have just died on the fire.
Yeah. To be fair, it does make for a cool shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gandalf looks really tired. God bless him.
Ah! He's flaming.
Like, would you agree that this is one of the most incredible battle scenes in a film?
Yeah, I would actually. I mean, it's just so good.
I mean, I don't know if you've ever seen the film Zulu, but the final battle in that movie is also very good.
Oh no, yeah, I have with Michael Caine.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's incredible about that movie is that those are all real people as well.
Yeah.
I mean, this is CGI, but it has real people in it too. But yeah,
I mean, obviously. Oh, I love when the Mumakil elephants, come in and start sweeping the soldiers.
the elephants, the Ollie Pajaks.
Oh, fuck! Just when you thought it couldn't get more epic.
Yeah. And these elephants, like the guy who played the horn, reminded me a bit of Mad Max Fury Road.
I've been watching this film for 2 hours.
Yeah. Could you imagine on top of one of the elephants there was a guy playing like an electric guitar flame coming out of it?
Return of the King is just so epic.
Return of the fucking bling bling. Yeah, I mean the big elephants, whatever. I mean, just when you thought it couldn't get more epic. I mean, to be fair though, it is kind of stupid, sort of running into, you know, the line of elephants. If I was saying, I would say, okay, let's run the other way.
Yeah, we'll try and run around. To be fair, there's not many options for them. I guess trying to run through them and shoot them, or I mean, I think Eowyn is the right idea by cutting the legs. That kind of like brings them down.
Yeah. One thing I will say, Legolas, he always just seems to come out of every battle without a scratch.
Yeah, until The Hobbit. Watch Desolation of Smaug. He gets into a fight in that movie, and he does shed some blood. So they are aware of it. Because he's a bit too perfect in the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Yeah, in Return of the King, he just slides down one of the tusks of the elephants. And it's like, you know, come on. Like,
yeah. But
Carl Urban, Judge Dredd!
To be fair, it is fucking cool, though.
Yeah.
Left.
I guess you could say that elephants are kind of the AT-ATs from Empire Strikes Back, almost.
Yeah, for Lord of the Rings, for Middle Earth.
Yeah. The elephants are sort of the animal equivalent of the AT-ATs from Empire Strikes Back. Like the Battle of Hoth or something, except it's in Middle Earth.
Aim for the heads!
I mean, Eowyn kicks fucking ass in this movie. She kicks so much ass.
Whoa!
They're killing the shit out of those elephants.
Why didn't Mary bring his merry men? Robin Hood.
Russell Crowe just appears out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I am Maximus Decimus Meridius, and I will have my vengeance in this life and the next.
Dickathor could well be the sheriff of Middle Earth.
Robin Hood, Little John, running for the forest. Doodle-la-doodle-la-doodle-la-lee.
I'm auditioning for Robin Hood pantomime very soon.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, on Sunday. This will be interesting.
One that we once take. The red curtain of this world rolls back.
I like the way Gandalf's like end. Oh, the journey doesn't end.
Yeah, because Peter Jackson likes to make long movies.
You must say Depth, the undiscovered country.
Oh, yeah. I love this scene because he's describing like, you know, that there is another world without any of this, you know, the Undying Lands, you know, it all turns to silver glass, you know, everything's peaceful. And actually,
Which is basically like heaven.
The actual tune of the music is the tune for the song in the credits, Into the West by Annie Lennox. You'll recognize it when we watch the credits.
What's your favorite Lord of the Rings song that they have in the credits?
Favorite song for the credits? For me, it would have to be the song from the Two Towers, actually, Gollum's song. I really like that song because it's so creepy and it's so haunting. No, not Theoden.
Yeah. Shit.
I mean, I know Dickathor had to die, but why? No, not Theoden. No.
Why didn't he just move out of the way, the ring wraith?
Yeah.
Oh, and she sees his death as well, which is kind of horrible for her, because, I mean, that's her father.
Oh, he's our uncle.
Sorry, yeah, uncle, sorry.
Yeah.
Confused.
I think her parents died. I can't remember exactly what happened, but yeah, they explain it in the extended edition of Two Towers, but I've forgotten what happened.
Yeah. It's like, I will kill you if you touch him.
Her fight with him is so cool.
Yeah. Like she cuts the head off the fucking ring wraith. Yeah, I mean this fight is really cool between her and the
huge fucking mace. Look at that.
Yeah.
He swings it around.
He's Mace Windu.
Oh, we should do a commentary on the Star Wars prequels at some point.
Oh, God.
Fucking Mace Window.
Rip Attack of the Clones, a new arsehole.
Yippee! Whoa! Whoa!
Whoa!
Whoa!
That's not what Annie's doing. Come on!
We've done the commentary for The Force Awakens. Did we do Return of the Jedi?
Sorry?
What commentaries have we done for Star Wars? Oh, this bit is epic, where Aragorn comes with the army of the dead.
I love that shot. Yeah. May the best dwarf win. Legolas and Gimli are still counting the enemies that they're killing. And the like, running jokes is the Two Towers.
I just love this bit where Aragorn comes off the ship with the army of the dead. Just so awesome.
Oh yeah.
Just epic.
No man can kill me.
We have only like an hour and 6 minutes left.
Yeah.
He's like, no man could kill me.
I am no man. Oh,
Yeah.
that is epic.
Yeah.
I love how his helmet just crumbles.
Yeah.
That's an impressive effect.
Yeah. Yeah, that is just epic. I mean, Legolas, like,
Oh, as great as this scene is, it just shows that Legolas is like too perfect.
Yeah.
Nobody could be that graceful when they're climbing a bloody elephant.
Yeah, I mean, he slides down the fucking elephant's horn, you know. Yeah, I mean, Legolas, like, there's never a scratch on him. I mean, look at him. He's perfect, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, how can he jump on the elephant's leg and stuff like that? I mean...
Wow! That was another use of the Wilhelm scream.
Yeah. 35. Oh yeah, he's counting the kills.
Da, 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 da.
I mean, maybe they should just have had a scratch on his cheek to make it a bit more realistic.
Yeah.
I just love the music. Da, 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 da.
I still only counts as one.
I have to say, the
Still only counts
CGI.
as one.
I have to say, the CGI for a film that came out in 2003 still holds up pretty damn well.
I mean, this holds up than some films today, and that's sad in a way. It's sad that films nowadays can't even live up to The Lord of the Rings, which is really, a shame.
I love John Wick's TVs, like when Legolas kills the elephant, still only counts as one.
Still only counts as one. Oh, this is a sad moment when Theoden dies.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I feel like he's come full circle now. He's finally realised the error of his ways, and he dies peacefully. He has a peaceful rest.
It's like, oh, you fought on the battlefield.
Ew. I guess he is kind of like a father to her, I guess.
As you said, why are you on the battlefield?
No, he doesn't. You know, he's not going to do that because she saved his life. You know.
Yeah.
There's a moment. I mean, they extend this battle scene in the extended cut, and there's a moment when he notices that it's her, but obviously, you know, he's like, "Oh well, fuck it." You know, she's what the hell? She can't change her mind now. And that's the thing I like about her is that she's, you know, she's not just a woman. You know, she can fight just as well as the man, and you know the gender equality. Tolkien definitely implemented that very well in this story. I thought with her character.
Yeah.
Because there's not many female characters in this series. Like it's Kate Blanchett as Galadriel, Liv Tyler plays Arwen, and her, you know, Miranda Otto as Eowyn. But the rest of them are all male, I think.
Yeah.
And then The Hobbit, they introduce another female elf, but I will not reveal that until you watch the movie.
Imagine if Arwen became the queen. It was called Return of the Queen.
Yeah, Return of the Drag Queen. Elton John.
Return of the Drama Queen.
Return of the Drama Queen. Return of the Kingsman.
The shitty service.
Kingsman, the shitty service.
You must have just said, "I'm not dead."
Yeah, it's okay. I'm not dead.
Release us.
Yeah, when he says "release us."
Very handy in a tight spot, these lads.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that you gave us no word. I hold your oath fulfilled.
Release me, yeah. I said release me. Why won't you release me? You got me begging you for mercy. God. 2 hours, 11 minutes.
Yeah, and he lets the army basically finally rest.
It doesn't feel long.
Could you imagine Barbossa just appeared? Where be Jack Sparrow?
We're on stranger tides now, Jack.
One thing I will say, I don't think they should continue on Pirates of the Caribbean without Jeffrey Rush.
Yeah. I wouldn't have minded his death if it was the first time that he died, but they've killed him off once already, so it's kind of annoying. But I kind of, you know, I've seen the movie a few times, so I got over it. You know, I think, to be honest, with Pirates of the Caribbean, I think there's one more film in it, and then that's it. I think they'd have to call it a day because they're running out of stories. There's not much you can do really. I mean,
the first film was 2003, and that was 14 years ago. Like,
same
not
year
only
as-
that, but Johnny Depp. You know, Johnny Depp was not 2000. Yeah, was it 2000?
Yeah, 2003. Yeah, same year as Return of the King.
Yes. Well, yeah, this scene here is interesting with Sam.
Yeah, I've just got to go toilet, but I'll keep my thing playing. Just carry on talking while I'm away.
Okay. Oh. Yeah, I mean, Return of the Dingling. No, I mean, this scene's interesting because Frodo isn't dead. You think he was dead when he was attacked in Shelob's lair. One thing I will say, and I said this in my review, is I think this. I mean, it's a minor nitpick, but this scene where like the trolls are, well, sorry, when the orcs are fighting each other, and they start fighting with each other, and they all manage to kill each other. And then Sam finds an easy way to get Frodo. I just think it's a bit too easy. Like, yeah, I mean, I just think this scene here where all the orcs start fighting with each other and they all get killed, and then Sam manages to get to Frodo easily. I just think it's a bit too easy, but I mean, I understand they couldn't, I mean, the film's already, 3 hours and 20 minutes, so, they couldn't really stretch it out any more than that. I mean, as for the extended edition, I haven't seen it, but I don't think I'll watch it just because I think the film's already long enough, and I don't think I could sit through nearly a 5-hour movie. This seems funny.
That's for Frodo. That's for my old Gafford. Oh.
Sam's just kicking arse in this movie.
Oh, fucking hell. It's been 2 hours, 15 minutes. This movie moves.
We only got 57 minutes left.
Yeah.
Less than an hour.
Stop your squealing, you dog-tailed rat. Like a stuck pig.
Oh, who's got a shirt off?
Not if I stick
Oh, you into Elijah Wood?
I'm not into that kind of wood, buddy.
Sam, I'm so sorry.
Sam.
I'm not into any wood.
It's too late. It's over. I've taken it.
This guy, to be honest.
Took the ring.
They took that fucking ring. Begging your pardon, but they haven't.
I've got it, sir. I've got the onion ring.
Would you like cheese with
I
that?
thought I lost you. So I took it. Live for safety, man.
Where's sexy Arwen? I need more of Arwen. There it is. The ring-a-thing-a-ding.
Frodo, I just wanted to say I had to put the ring on my dick to keep it safe.
I thought I'd lost you.
This is only the one moment when Sam is slightly tempted by the ring, but it's funny because, like, throughout the movie, nobody's quite sure who's got the ring, when in fact it's Sam. Sam's got the ring. So there's always this kind of back and forth thing.
I'm the Lord of the Rings.
Because Sauron thinks that Pippin has the ring, and then
Ring is my bird.
Gandalf thinks that Frodo's got the ring, and obviously Sam has it the whole time. So it's kind of weird, like who it always changes as to who actually has the ring.
Let's find you some clothes.
Sam, it's my precious. But Mr. Frodo, can I not have the onion ring? Yeah, Lord of the Rings, The Return of the Thing.
I did it, Mr. We made it to Mordor.
I get
Just a
annoyed.
thing from Fantastic Four.
Oh God, yeah. I get annoyed when people call the two towers the twin towers. It's just,
Yeah.
it's just a bit offensive, to be honest. Not to Lord of the Rings, but to 9/11.
Yeah. I was looking back at my review of the Two Towers recently, and at the end I accidentally said I'll see you all next time for my review of the Twin Towers by accident.
Yeah. That's fair enough. That was different, you know, because you said it by accident. Thinking about it now, the theatrical versions are still fucking incredible. They're just much tighter. So
Yeah.
if I had the time, when watching the extended cuts, I need a lot of time
Sauron had the ring.
to watch these. You know, I only need about 3 hours.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I think they did well with condensing the story to the bulk of what they needed for the theatrical release.
Stay there.
That's why
Why should
I mean I haven't seen the extended edition, so that's why I think I'll stay at the theatrical, just because it tells the necessary story. And I think Return of the King is enough of a masterpiece in the theatrical version anyway. I mean,
Yeah, it's that cut that got all the Oscars.
yeah. Yeah, I'm looking at the DVD. It says winner of 11 Academy Awards, including Best Picture.
Yeah, can't say fairer than that.
How? Draw out Sauron's armies.
So who won Best Actor? Was it Viggo Mortensen or Elijah?
We gather our full strength.
Oh, nobody.
Wood?
The best actor Oscar went to another film.
Strength of arms, not for ourselves. But we can give Frodo his chance.
But I think Sean Astin should have won it.
Fixed upon us.
Yeah.
But then again, it would technically be supporting actor, I guess.
I think the only films that have ever won this many Oscars is Titanic and Ben-Hur. The original Ben-Hur, not the shit remake.
Oh yeah, no, obviously. Didn't Ben-Hur like the original? Didn't it win like 12 Oscars? Or was it 11? Was it 11?
Actually, it might have been 12 or 11. Yeah. That's another epic film. That film's 4 hours long.
Yeah. I don't know how people sat through it all in one go.
I think there was an intermission back then.
Yeah.
Should do that now. I think they should do that now for like 3-hour, 4-hour films. Have intermissions, you know.
Yeah. Personally, I think like having a 3-hour film is probably enough. Lord of the Rings obviously is the exception, but I think films should aim to be longer than 3 hours, otherwise it is long. And the new Blade Runner is 2 hours 43 minutes, so I'm slightly worried it's going to be too long.
I mean, and yeah, considering your thoughts on the first film being slow, you might find the newer one even slower. I mean, maybe not, but I mean, yeah. I'm actually seeing the original film tonight in the Odyssey. I got my tickets, so when we do a review tonight, it might be up tomorrow.
Nice! I mean, the new Blade Runner, to me, judging from the trailer, it looks more action driven, but again, I don't know if that's the case, but it looks like that to me. Essentially, the climax is starting now. I mean, the climax is huge. They're getting so close to the mountain,
Yeah.
and there's another huge battle, and then the ending.
Oh yeah. When you get to the gate here, is interesting. When Aragorn gets to the gates and stuff, and Frodo was, you know, just with Sam, and they have no food left, basically. Sir, maybe we should go to the local shop. Maybe they'll have some food there. Can you imagine if they came? Can you imagine if they went past like a shop for you or something like that?
So like an off license. Yeah. And they've gone past the Mountain Dew Quickie Mart. Yeah. Thank you. Would you like a piece of squeegee?
Thank you, come again. It's like Gollum comes in, he's like, where's my precious? Thank you, come again.
Thank you, come again.
Who needs a Quickie Mart? Who needs a Quickie Mart?
Yeah. Who needs that freaking... Don't! Imagine if they recreated this scene with Homer Simpson when he's trying to be Frodo and go up the mountain like,
Instead of the ring he's trying to get rid of, it's a donut.
or it's a Duff beer. Oh, that looks like it hurt.
It's like donuts. The original name for a donut in the UK is actually a gravy ring. So it's like he's trying to get rid of this donut. It's like a gravy ring.
Why gravy?
I don't know. It was just called that.
This sounds random because that has nothing to do with gravy.
That's actually the original name for a donut, was a gravy ring.
Whoa, whoa.
Can you imagine he just came across Sean Connery's Scrooge?
Let the Lord of the Black Land come forth!
It's like Rambo. That's how fucking he's done. He just jumps into the volcano.
This scene was where the mouth of Sauron was supposed to appear. In this version, they just open the gate, and then we cut to the army coming forward. So they decided to cut out the mouth of Sauron scene.
Yeah.
I think they had some creative problems in editing the scene, but they managed to work it out for the extended cut. But yeah, I understand why they did what they did.
I mean, plus the film's already 3 hours, 20 minutes long, you know. I think, you know, they didn't want to drag out the film any longer as well.
Yeah.
It's still fucking epic, though. I mean, after all this fighting that they've done, they still have to take on the rest of Sauron's army, you know.
Yeah. Oh, bless Sam. He's still helping Frodo. I mean, to be honest, what they're doing, they don't even know if it's going to work because Aragorn, they're just assuming that Sam and Frodo are still alive. So this battle was only a diversion. They are severely outnumbered. They are going to die. But they're going to die going down with a fight. So,
I mean, yeah, Aragorn should have kept that army of the dead and then let them leave.
A day may come when the courage of men fails.
Yeah, this speech by Aragorn is awesome.
it's a fellowship. It is not this day.
An hour of wolves and shattered shields when the age of men comes crashing down.
Is Viggo Mortensen Danish?
This day we
Sorry?
fight.
Is Viggo Mortensen, is he Danish or?
Oh dear.
I think he's American.
I bid you stand.
No, actually, I think he's Danish. I read somewhere that he was like from
Oh, right. Well, I don't know.
Denmark.
Oh, we're getting closer and closer to the end.
Men of the West!
Fucking hell.
I mean, God, Sam and Frodo have gone through so much shit.
We've 2 hours, 26 minutes. Shit.
They've literally gone to hell and back, yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, we only have 46 minutes left.
well,
I mean, I will say the film is long, but it's worth it.
Sorry?
I will say the film is long, but it's worth it.
It is. I mean, not once because the pacing faltered, and I love that Frodo's trying to climb his way up. He's like, oh, so close, but he's so far away, and it's like the odds are so stacked against him.
Yeah, I mean, literally, they have no food or water left. I mean, they're, you know.
I thought I died when you
Side by side with an elf.
I wonder what J.R.R. Tolkien would have thought of the movies. I mean, I think he would have loved them.
I think so, yeah, he would have loved them. And there are changes, obviously, things that they've left out, but I think he'd understand. I think he would have loved the movies.
I mean, Stephen King loved It. It came out recently.
Well, you saw the movie?
Yeah, Stephen King said he really liked it.
Oh. The music is so emotional.
Yeah. Didn't they do a sequel novel to Lord of the Rings?
No. The Hobbit was written first, and then it was popular, and publishers demanded a sequel. They said, can you write a sequel? And he said, okay, and then he wrote Lord of the Rings. But the story was too big for one book, so they asked, can you split it up? So he decided to split it into 3, hence the trilogy.
Yeah, but I heard there was like a book after Lord of the Rings that he wrote that sort of tied up some of the stories.
I mean, there was a brief, I can't remember what it's called, but there was a brief explanation in the appendices, which were like the notes at the back of Return of the King, which explained about certain things that happened afterwards, like what Sam did afterwards, where Gandalf went and Merry and Pippin, like just little things, but nothing as grand as Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. I mean, my mum's actually, I think she read The Hobbit. She's read the Hobbit books. I don't know if she read the Lord of the Rings books. I mean, I think it was good friends C.S. Lewis, J.R.R. Tolkien.
Yeah, they were. Oh my god. I can't carry for you, but I can carry you.
Yeah. This is the moment where Sam became my favorite.
Yeah. Like,
This is the moment where he became my favorite character, like where I can carry you. I mean, this guy is like, you know.
He's so loyal. I mean, my mum said,
Yeah.
when I showed this to my mum, said, oh my god, he's my favorite character now for doing that. Like, yeah, he's gone to the moon and back for Frodo. Or should I say the mountain?
Yeah. I mean, like, literally, this mountain's like a fucking volcano. They're going basically up near a volcano.
Yeah.
I mean, Sauron is threatening, considering the fact he's just a fucking eye, you know?
Yeah, I'll be watching you.
for Frodo.
And Sam? No? Okay.
Yeah.
I love the hobbits run out first. Yeah! It's all come down to this.
Yeah, the music is epic.
Oh,
So
like,
awesome. Although in Merry and
Like,
another one's gone after, you know, after Aragorn.
we've been watching this for 2.5 hours.
Fucking flown by.
It has actually really flown by. We're almost there.
When you get a film this good, you know, definitely.
That's what I don't get. Gollum just appears out of nowhere. He's obviously followed them and waited for that moment, but.
Oh yeah, and Gollum, the bastard, returns.
Yeah.
You're just like, fuck off, Gollum.
I love how now Sam gets the chance to finally kick the shit out of him.
You just want Sam to kill that bastard.
Yeah.
You know. Just gets a rock and just hits him. Fuck you, Gollum.
The battle that they have was longer in the cut, but they cut it down to emphasise what was going on with Frodo and Sam.
I mean, this may sound a bit brutal, but I would just love it if Sam got a sword, just cut fucking Gollum's head off, like right there.
Well, you say that, but I mean, he cuts Gollum in the stomach. Where he slashes him.
Can you imagine if he just beheaded Gollum?
Frodo!
Oh yeah, I mean Gollum is a fucking bastard.
Basically, I guess their attitude to making this film was, let's have a 3.5 hour go for it and finish. And they went out with a bang. I mean, fucking hell.
Boy, did they fucking go out with a bang, alright.
The Eagles are back.
I mean, this film it changed cinema. Return of the King.
Yeah, I mean, it proved if you can put that much passion into a project, you can create something amazing. And that was what Jackson did. He put so much love into this. I mean, not just him, but his team. And it really shows the work and the dedication. I mean, even in The Hobbit as well, you know, I know some people don't like it. I do. I think The Hobbit was very well made. Obviously, it's not as groundbreaking as this, but I thought they did a great job. And these movies have really, really inspired me. What can I say? I mean, this is it. We've come to the end.
Like, when you first watched this as a kid, were you just blown away by it, like Return of the King?
Yeah, I mean, it's always been my favourite. Never a shadow of a doubt has it not been my favourite.
Yeah.
Throw it in the fire!
I mean, fair enough to Alan. I know Fellowship's his favourite, but I'm kind of surprised that he prefers that over Return of the King.
Yeah,
but
well, my uncle actually loves the Two Towers the best, which is surprising.
Yeah,
but I mean, all three of them I love. All three of them pieces. I mean, I love this bit. Like the ring is kind of drawing itself back to Frodo.
Yeah, this is really good. Like he won't, like, you know, he's like, "What are you waiting for?" But he just doesn't. Yeah, he won't let it go.
Let it go, let it go.
Oh, don't remind me of that shit.
I don't hold it back anymore.
Like, would you agree with me that in Lord of the Rings trilogy, each film gets better? Like,
yeah, absolutely. The ring is mine. No! Fuck's sake, Frodo!
Yeah, just drop it.
No! He's like, get back to the fucking mountain and get my ring. This climax is just masterfully done.
Yeah. I mean, Frodo should have just thrown the ring away.
Yeah, but he couldn't. The ring was drawing itself back to him. Gollum.
It's only Sam who could really destroy that thing.
Yeah.
That was Gollum.
The troll.
You see Frodo.
Oh.
This is just, I mean, the music is fucking epic as well.
So intense.
I mean, Gollum.
He bites his finger off.
Oh.
He has his precious.
Oh, jeez. Literally bit his own finger off.
Yeah.
I can't quite remember the ending of Return of the King. Does his finger ever get repaired, or is it like that forever?
I assume it probably grows back.
Hobbits can grow their fingers back?
Well, I'm not exactly sure. It's never really explained.
Yeah, Gollum is he's like, my precious. So he starts dancing or whatever.
Yeah. And this is actually like the mirror image of the beginning of the movie when Gollum, like the two addicts, slugging it out for the ring. And this is very much what it is here. Like Frodo's addicted to the ring now. He's a junkie.
The Frodo tries to take it off him.
Well, it ends up falling in by accident.
Yeah.
Bounce
I mean,
off.
if I was Sam, I would just kick, Gollum in.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Gollum's like my precious, but he dies in the lava.
Rightfully so.
Yeah, that's a great final shot when you see the ring finally. Like, it takes a while for it to be destroyed, but then it does finally just get destroyed.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Frodo's still hanging on.
It's really like he's making a choice whether to go up or throw himself in and end it all just to get the ring. Such a brilliant moment. Don't you let go.
I'll never let go.
I'll never let go, Sam. I'll never let go. 2 hours, 38 minutes. Fuck me. That is long.
You fucking bastard, don't let go!
Yeah, although to me it doesn't feel very long because I've seen the extended cut, so it feels kind of short to me.
Yeah.
Well, in comparison, anyway.
Yeah.
They
The
did
ring
it!
finally is
Oh, the troll.
destroyed!
And the troll just fucks off.
And Sauron's like, fuck me, they destroyed the ring!
Oh, sorry, I've got a bit of a cough. Oh, yay! I finally got rid of that fucking ring.
It's funny it's called It's funny it's called the Lord of the Rings, but there's only one ring if you think about it.
Rings, yeah. There were loads of rings that were made, but obviously they.
Yeah, I know that, yeah. In the tower basically collapses. That's the end of Sauron!
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
I got my
the
eye on
CGI is still incredible for like a movie that was made 14 years ago.
Frodo! Like, they cheer for Frodo, but not Sam.
Yeah,
They're all a bunch of dicks.
yeah. It was Sam who was the one who really helped destroy the ring.
Sam did most of the work. Sam only carried him up the fucking mountain. Sam saved him from the spider. Sam, rescued him from the tower. Sam did everything.
Yeah, I know. It's Sam, not fucking Frodo. They should have been shouting Sam's name.
Well, this is a sad moment when they think that they're dead. Frodo.
It's like Mount Etna.
Get out of the mountain, quick!
I'm expecting a nuclear man to arrive as Superman.
Yeah. I'd love to see Elton John fight Nuclear Man. Darling, you really need to make your nails the right colour.
Give me a pedicure. I mean, we still got about half an hour left, but my God, the film fucking flies by.
It's gone.
I mean, Peter Jackson, whoa, did he do a fucking great job with this film.
It's over now.
It's over now. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't feel long. I mean, also, you need the long ending. You need the movie to ease you out of this story. We spent so long with these characters. To just damn quick would be too anticlimactic.
Yeah, I mean, I think the ending to this movie is great. Like, people say it's like all these multiple endings and it goes on way too long, but I disagree. I think the ending to Return of the King is brilliant.
Yeah, and you get to see the aftermath, like how Frodo... You need to see how Frodo changes after this experience.
It's like you need closure. You need closure. You can't just end it with them defeating Sauron and that's it.
Yeah.
Light. Party tree. Rosy cold dance.
If I was Sam, though, I would try and like bandage up that finger that Frodo has in case he dies of blood loss.
Maybe hobbits don't die of blood loss.
Maybe they're a blood boss.
It would have been her.
It would have been her. Oh, poor Sam. Well, he gets his happy ending in the end.
It'd be you, Frodo. Joking. Yeah, I mean, that's what annoys me, like, when people say Sam and Frodo are gay. I mean, they're good friends, but, you know...
They're best friends, but they're not lovers. You know, fucking hell. I don't want to suck Mr. Frodo's dick, please. Don't make me.
I don't want his precious.
Oh, Sam, he makes me feel precious.
Imagine if Gollum was still alive. I'm still alive, precious, or whatever.
I want to suck Master's cock. Will you shut up and stop crawling up his bottom? I mean, you know, God. What the hell? Oh,
I have to say, you do the best Gollum impression.
Oh, I feel like I'm... Oh, thank you. I feel like I'm losing at the moment my voice. So, I guess because watching it for years, just sort of pick it up, really. Yeah. I did plan at one point to do a video of impressions of Middle-earth, but never got around to it, so I'll do that at some point.
There he is, Dumbledore. I mean, Gandalf. Whoa. They're the Eagles. Imagine the eagle accidentally dropped Frodo.
Now,
I like this shot where you see Frodo against the backdrop of the lava, and then you see him wake up.
Minas Tirith, yeah.
Yeah.
He's finally done it. He's like, Gandalf, you're alive. Because he hasn't seen Gandalf since the first one.
Yeah. And he thought he was dead then. Yeah. Oh no, yeah. He's still got a finger missing, yeah.
Oh, he has.
Still bandaged up.
Maybe.
I suppose I think it would have been a bit of a cop-out if his finger just grew back or something like that.
Yeah, I can't remember. I don't know exactly what happens. Maybe they magic him up a new one or something.
You're a wizard, Harry!
I love this. Like, the Fellowship reunite. Of course, other than Boromir, because he's dead. But this is such a lovely moment.
Merry and Pippin! Frodo!
Oh, Gimli!
It's kind of funny the way Gandalf's just laughing.
He's like...
Could you imagine if he said, "You're a wizard, Harry"?
Legolas. Come out of your fucking...
Indy!
Aragorn!
Indy! John Rhys Davies just comes in, he's like, Indy!
I love that this, just the music.
Where's fucking Sam's credit? Where's Sam's fucking credit?
And there's Sam.
Aragorn.
He does say in the Two Towers, Frodo wouldn't have gotten far without Sam.
Who does? Aragorn?
Oh no, Frodo, he says to Sam at the end of Two Towers, like, I wouldn't have gotten far without Sam, you know. He's talking about it in the third person point of view, because he's saying, oh, you know, we'll be remembered in the stories, you know, etc. Oh, this is a perfect ending.
Yeah. I have to say, out of any third film in a trilogy, I think this is the best third film in a trilogy I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, it's perfect. It's the best of the trilogy as well.
Yeah, it's kind of like War for the Planet of the Apes in that way.
Yeah, I do think this is better than War for the Planet of the Apes, but not.
Yeah, no, I'll agree with that. Yeah,
but I mean that movie is still brilliant as well.
Yeah. Yeah, when Aragorn becomes the king.
Now come
The days of the king.
Return of the fucking bling-a-ling.
May they be blessed. We are getting to the end now.
Where's Arwen, by the way? Do we see her in the theatrical cut?
Who?
Do we see Arwen in the theatrical cut?
Yeah. Yeah, she gets her ending. She's not really a character that's focused on too much in the books anyway, but they've tried to give her more to
State
do.
does not belong to one man, but to all.
Ugh.
There he is, the fucking king.
Build this world.
The king of the fucking bling.
Share days of peace.
Yeah, I think Eowyn, she's looking at Faramir here in the theatrical cut, so you sort of get a sense that she'll probably hook up with Faramir.
Yeah. Oh, hook up.
Oh, he's singing.
And he's now the king of Rohan, Eomer. So that's all wrapped up. Like, there's not. I haven't said there's multiple endings. There's the only other ending really is this.
Yeah, people said there's like all these different endings. It's all one ending.
It's one ending. It's just one long ending.
Yeah,
You know, Aragorn,
it's one ending which shows you all the characters. It's not multiple endings. It's not like it's not like this is an ending that you can believe or this is an ending you could believe. It's all one ending.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you have this ending with Aragorn and Arwen, and then him becoming king. But the only other ending is Frodo, going back to the Shire and trying to recover from what's happened. And then he passes into the Undying Lands. But
Arwen, babylicious.
But she tastes nice.
Aragorn's like, I'm gonna fuck you now.
Get rid of that flag. Be my queen.
Could you imagine like a sketch, like they're under the bed, you hear the whip, like
Yeah. I chose immortal life. I'm gonna whip that ass. Give me back my rug, you fucking cunt. Oh, it's all happy endings.
oh. Kissing Arwen, fuck.
Smoochy, smoochy.
Kissy, kissy, fucky, fucky.
Fuck's sake.
I'll say Viggo Mortensen, like, was he like 30 here or something? Or
I think he's in his 30s, yeah.
he looks a bit older.
Or he's either 30s or 40s.
Arwen, sexy. The fucking dress she's wearing.
You bow to no one. And yeah, too right.
I mean, if you think about it, I think Sam should be the king.
Sam, yeah, he deserves it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's pretty cool that they all bow to Sam and stuff at the end, and Frodo.
Yeah, I suppose so. I guess that they do thank him in that respect.
Yeah.
And now it's time to go home.
Isn't me, but like Elijah Wood throughout the series, he always has that sort of like sad look in his face.
Yeah. Well, he's an emotionally complex character. He goes through a lot, and I thought Elijah Wood did a great job at portraying that. And now he's kind of sad because he doesn't really know if life can be the same after that experience. Hence why he chooses to leave and, pass into
Basically go to heaven.
Yeah, essentially. I mean, if you perceive it as death, which I guess I do, And
Yeah.
originally in the book, the Shire was actually affected by all what happened, but they thought it was anticlimactic and it was stupid. It would have changed the story because the whole idea is that I mean, as a climax, it's just not very fulfilling. So they changed it.
Yeah.
Just bear with me. I've got to answer the phone, but I'll keep it running.
Fair enough. Still got 21 minutes, so we're okay. I mean, like, this ending, I think, is great. I don't care what anybody says. I think the ending for Return of the King is masterful. Like, I mean, Some people might say it's long, but I think it's a great ending, to be honest. You see all the characters' storylines wrapped up. Like, you needed this closure on the characters after 3 movies.
I agree with that.
I mean, this scene when they're at the bar. When I first watched it, I thought this is a bit depressing, but because they all seem a bit depressed. But it's a nice scene.
It's nice because they would have a drink with each other. They've all been through an experience, and they, you know, they're back.
Just have a pint of Guinness, Mr. Frodo.
Fuck's sake.
You right?
Yeah, and I've got a cough. Hang
The
on.
girly fancies.
I'll be back.
I'll be back. I mean, yeah, and it's interesting when he actually Sam actually gets married to this girl.
Yes.
It must have been like, I don't know, a few years later maybe, or a few months later. Because
I think it's a few years, and
Yeah.
Frodo's still recovering from his wound. You know, in the Fellowship of the Ring, he got stabbed.
Go on
yeah,
in your heart.
I mean, it's kind of I don't get it though. Like, why would he want to leave Sam and all that? I mean,
Well, because he doesn't feel the same.
Some things that
Because the experience has affected him too much, and he'd rather leave and pass on into the Undying Lands. He doesn't feel he can recover from what's happened, basically, which is it's sad. It's tragic, you know.
yeah. I mean, it's interesting because Bilbo Baggins sort of started this whole story, and Frodo sort of finishes the story.
But I will finish it. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Dildo Baggins.
If you want to include The Hobbit, which I do, because if Bilbo hadn't found the ring, then, you know, we wouldn't have had this story, you know, because Bilbo passed the ring to Frodo, so then it was natural things.
Well, they were just going to call Battle of the Five Armies there and back again, or was that Unexpected Journey?
Well, originally it was going to be 2 films, An Unexpected Journey and There and Back Again, but then they decided to move to 3 movies. They changed, they called the second film The Desolation of Smaug, and then they thought the 3rd movie would be better to be titled The Battle of the Five Armies because of the nature of what it was about. It was like a war epic. It was kind of like Lord of the Rings, essentially. So, and it was what the movie was about. It was about the battle. So, yeah, I mean, I prefer the title There and Back Again, but nobody goes there and back again in the 3rd film. But yeah, I know I see old Bilbo.
Yeah, Dildo Baggins.
Dildo Daggins.
Frodo, any chance of seeing that old ring of mine again?
It's interesting as well because I think it was in an unexpected. No, I think it was the Fellowship of the Ring. Like, even Bilbo was sort of quite a bit corrupted by the ring.
Yeah, he was, and you see more of that in The Hobbit when he finds the ring in the 1st film, and then gradually through the trilogy, you see Bilbo slowly fall under the ring's corruption. It ties in really well to Lord of the Rings, even though the quality of the films aren't on the same level as these 3, obviously. But just watch it and you'll find out. Basically, looking forward to your reviews.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long time coming, but now that I'm going to get the Blu-ray, why not?
Yeah. This is a beautiful scene, this, with the Grey Havens. This is, and Bilbo goes as well. You know, watching The Hobbit as well, watching all 6 movies, it will mean more now that Bilbo is going as well as Frodo.
Isn't Martin Freeman Bilbo in the Hobbit?
Yeah, he is. They do bring Ian Holm back a cameo
Time has come.
in the Hobbit trilogy, but it is Martin Freeman who plays the younger Bilbo Baggins.
Kate Blanchett.
I think I'm quite ready for another adventure.
For another adventure.
She calls us home.
Home. Family.
Ian Home goes home.
Yeah.
I'm ready for another adventure. And they just like dies of a heart attack.
Like Derek Branning.
I am Bilbo Baggins.
Now Gandalf is well, technically Gandalf is still dead, so he has to go to the Undying Lands.
He's to die again, basically.
Yeah, he was only sent back until to help them in the quest until it was done, which it is. So.
Yeah. It's really sad as well, especially for Sam, since like Frodo is his best friend. I mean, he's gone through so much with Frodo, and then when Frodo decides to leave,
Yeah.
it's the end of our fellowship.
It's a very sad scene.
Yeah.
It is time, Frodo.
Oh, we're already 2 hours and 15 minutes. Nearly 3 hours. It's a fucking great movie.
Yes.
And it has been saved.
Oh, did Frodo tell Gandalf that he was coming with him?
You don't mean that. You can't leave.
Well, Gandalf, yeah, he must have known.
It's kind of sad. Like, sounds like you can't leave.
Last pages are for you, Sam.
The last pages are for you, Sam. Oh,
It's really sad.
yeah.
I mean, Sam's been through hell and back with Frodo. I mean, this is his best friend.
And they, they're his friends as well. Merry and Pippin. But Frodo has to do, what's right by him, and he can't carry on unless he feels at peace. So, yeah, this is a beautifully acted scene.
It's really, you just feel bad for Sam. I mean, like, come on, Frodo, just stay with them, Merry and Pippin as well. One of the 5 Barneys. Music's just great. You can see Sam's really just distressed by this.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Mr. fucking Frodo! You're a fucking dick, Mr. Frodo!
Just fucking one last time.
One last fuck!
Oh.
Mr. Frodo.
Oh, fucking long. 3 hours, 1 minute.
Mr. Frodo, let's have sex. Joking. You imagine Brolston just appeared on his windsurfing saying, "One last film."
Fuck's sake. Oy vey.
Sam is just really, he's heartbroken in some ways. This is his
Yeah.
best friend.
Sean Astin is the best performance of the movie. I mean, not that anyone else is bad, but he just stands out because of his character.
Yeah, I mean, Return of the King. I was unsure who my favorite character was until Return of the King. Like that bit, like, which says, "I can't carry it for you, but I can't carry you." You see how how much he will go through just to save his friend.
Yeah. Dun, dun, dun,
Mr. Frodo, your fly's undone.
dun. Oh, I'm flying.
I'll never let go.
Who's our sir, Frodo?
Fucking masterpiece.
It's not over yet. People were getting up and like, fuck's sake, gotta sit down again. That probably happened in a lot of the screenings. Like, people went to watch it and then they got up before the fades out and went, oh, I can sit back down again.
My dear Sam, you cannot always be talking to.
I don't care what anybody says. I love the ending to Return of the King.
I love the whole fucking movie, but the ending is also
Yeah.
beautiful.
Well, yeah. No, I love the whole movie as well.
Your part in the story will go on.
Well, I mean, he's got his family to look after. He's got a wife, so you know.
Well, I'm back. He got his happy ending. And actually, fun fact, those two kids are actually his children in real life. Sean Astin's kids.
Well,
I mean, that's not his wife, but it's just an actress that he's working with. But his family were invited to the set. And
I got my real fucking kids here, Mr. Frodo.
I love that we end with the Hobbit hole. That's
This is just me, but like, I would love to live there. Like, it just looks so nice.
I would love to retire to the Shire. It's so peaceful. The end.
But it's only the beginning. Joking.
Bravo. Absolutely brilliant. Makes my breath away every time. And
Yeah.
oh, just words cannot describe how fucking brilliant Return of the King really is. Oh, the best conclusion to a trilogy, in my opinion. Just so good.
I love this, the credits as well. Just brilliant.
Yeah, they do this for the Hobbit, the Battle of the Five Armies as well. They repeated this style of the credits. This was actually Ian McKellen's suggestion to have the actors' faces in the credits and the artwork as well. I think it's perfect.
That's fucking. Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Yes. And the song Into the West is beautiful.
I think the whole movie is just brilliant.
Hmm.
Like, I mean, I can totally understand why this is your favorite film of all time. I mean, this film
Yeah.
changed some of my history.
Sleep now. Dream of the ones who came before. Oh, it's beautiful. That was actually a film. It didn't feel as long as it was. The pacing was superb, and it's a masterpiece, and it's a film that's really inspired me. And I think Peter Jackson is one of the greatest directors of all time. You know, he took on a project that was so ambitious, and he succeeded, in my opinion. He took a lot of risks with Lord of the Rings, all three of them, and it paid off. Just it's filmmaking brilliance. It really is. On the horizon.
Yes.
What's your favourite song of the three?
I like the ending song for this one.
Into the West, yeah.
Yeah.
Andy Serkis's Gollum.
My precious.
Yes. Some of the fucking endings, precious. I'm really not part of them. Oh, shut your face. I'm trying to watch the credits, you fucker.
Will turn.
It is a great film.
You were surprised, weren't you, when you saw this one?
Yeah, I mean, if anyone wants to hear, how much I really love this film, then just watch my review of it, because I did a 53-minute review. That's how much I fucking really love this movie.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you thought, like, okay, first one, very good. Second one, very good. Third one, what the fuck? That was amazing. Like, you probably thought, oh shit, it's actually so good.
Yeah, no, I mean, that was kind of that was almost exactly my reaction. Like, the first one, very good. Second one, even better. Third one, just wow. Like,
Wow.
I didn't expect it to be that good.
Shit. I'm in love with this film. Both cuts, both the theatrical cut and the extended cut, love to death.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, forgive me, I've got a bit of a cold. Kudos to everyone who worked in the movie, and just well deserved of the 11 Oscars. They deserved the Oscars for this. Peter Jackson getting Best Director. That was one that I really am glad that he got, and I think that was one that everybody thought. I mean, John Rhys Davies said, "I think we all would have traded in the rest of the awards to make sure Peter Jackson got Best Director," and thankfully he did. But words fail me. I can't honestly describe how great it is. It's more than I already have. And let's just say The Hobbit had a tough act to follow. Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a fucking masterpiece.
Yeah. No, I mean, this is truly it's a cinematic landmark.
Mm.
I mean, I actually have to thank you for recommending this trilogy.
It's okay. And again, I'm really excited to see your opinions on The Hobbit. I mean, because I think it's going to go either way for you. You're either not going to like it very much, or you will like it to a degree. Probably not as much as Lord of the Rings, obviously, but hopefully you appreciate The Hobbit for what it is, at least. I mean,
I think I'll hear it, Chopin.
just go into it with like 50-50 expectations. I wouldn't go in expecting a masterpiece, because you might be disappointed. But I'll
go in and expect 0.
I mean, the first one is called An Unexpected Journey, so anything's possible. Yeah.
Anything's possible, Mr. Bond.
It's funny, like with the Lord of the Rings, they get longer each time. The Hobbit, they get shorter each time. Well,
I think Peter Jackson realized that he couldn't make every film.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind spending a long time in Middle Earth. I mean, the theatrical cuts of The Hobbit got shorter each time. But then the extended editions, the second Hobbit was longer in the extended cut. Then the third one was the shortest. The Battle of the Five Armies is the shortest of the 6, both theatrically and extended as well. But Return of the King is the longest, of course.
Yes. Well, Return of the King, what can I say?
Yes, 0 out of 10.
0 out of 30.
And on that note, I think it's about time we close this off, because we've been sitting here for 3 hours, and the credits are literally about to finish anyway. So, yes. Thank you, Jack, for joining me on this, and thank you all for watching and listening. And stay tuned for future Middle Earth commentaries. See you later. I am Mr. Dallas11. This is Jack, and see ya.